कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है। Just say it!
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरी डे।
Director, the taste of success.
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा सिप। MTH का जलजीरा जीरा सिप।
जीरा सिप, असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
ছেলেরা দেখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো। 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক, এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো। সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার, সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার। বাংলা আমার কাঁদবে না তো। সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার, সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার।
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल बनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো। 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক, এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো। সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার, সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার। সীমা বাংলা আমার কাঁদবে না তো বাংলা জুড়ে জয়ধ্বনি উঠবে ভারত মাতা সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
So, from Masan to Mirzapur, we've seen your journey. But before I go into the nitty-gritties of your roles and your journey, whenever we see you on air, when you see you on screen, it's always, it feels like it's just, one of us. It's so relatable. There can be any kind of character. A layer could be something that each one of us would connect with. What do you really do? How do you really prepare? Are you just Shweta there? Or what do you really do?
I think that when I choose to play any character, it's very important for me that I am able to relate to the character. Because if I can't relate to the character, then how do I expect the audience to relate to it? So I try to find Shweta in all of them, and I try to find myself in the characters as well. And whenever we are done with the characters, then there is a little bit of me that is left behind, and there's a lot of them that I take with me. So in my personal and professional journey, there is Shalu, Inakshi, Dr. Shreya Pathare, Priyanka Mishra, all these characters, and of course, Golu. They all live with me, within me, and I have learned so much from them, and I absolutely, completely adore them and respect them. And वही है कि ना हम सब human हैं. Like for example, लाखों में एक season 2 which I had done where I play a junior doctor. It's very important कि कई बार आप वो हीरो डिसीजंस इन लाइफ लेते हो, लेकिन वो हीरो डिसीजंस करने के लिए भी मुश्किलें होती हैं. और इवन व्हेन यू आर फॉलोइंग योर ड्रीम्स, इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज ईजी, एंड इट शुड नॉट बी ईजी बिकॉज दैट इज़ द फन पार्ट. वो आपको मुश्किलें आएंगी, वो आपको रोड ब्लॉक्स मिलेंगे एंड स्पीड ब्रेकर्स मिलेंगे, एंड वही जब रोलर कोस्टर होता है तभी तो मज़ा आता है. तो उनसे डरो मत, उनको आप एकदम ऐसे दिल खोल के, आर्म्स खोल के जस्ट एम्ब्रेस दैट एंड हैव फन. That bottom line is very, very, very important. Let's not take ourselves too seriously and let's just enjoy.
When did you start taking acting seriously?
I think seriously, I'm really not a serious person is what I would like to believe. Unless I'm on set or on stage, then I'm very serious because then I like to be focused. And maybe I'm thinking I'm not serious about it, but I've heard that when I'm in character, then people see the character and not me, and especially when it comes to Mirzapur, because I remember it was my birthday, 6 July, Cancerian, and people wanted to wish me, but they could not come up to me and wish me because they saw Golu. And in fact, just the other day, somebody told me that कि अच्छा हमने सुना है बहुत strict हो, and I was like मैं अच्छा तो वो गोलू से मिले होंगे. So I think it's important to stay focused. It's very important to be disciplined because that takes you a long way. बट अगेन आई थिंक फन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, क्योंकि जब हम वो अपने आप को इतनी सीरियसली ले लेते हैं ना, तो लोग क्या चाहते हैं, क्या सोचते हैं, क्या एक्सपेक्टेशंस हैं, वो फिर हम कुछ ज़्यादा ही वी पे टू मच अटेंशन टू दैट एंड वी फॉरगेट व्हाई डिड वी स्टार्ट. मतलब जैसे स्ट्रगल्स की बात होनी, तो स्ट्रगल तो होगी, लेकिन you rather struggle in something that you enjoy, that you love doing. So which is why मेहनत करने से डरना नहीं चाहिए, and seriousness भी नाप तोल के स्वाद अनुसार करते रहो.
एंड जिस तरह से हमने देखा है कि मुंबई जब कोई भी जाता है तो बहुत ज़्यादा कंपटीशन होता है, अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, लेकिन सब हमेशा अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं भी होती, सबके लिए नहीं होती है. यू हैव टू बी द लकी वन. आप जब आए मुंबई, आपने थिएटर भी किया है, ऑफ कोर्स आप फिल्म को भी गई, फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में भी गई, तो ये आपको कैसा, एक कौन सा मोमेंट आप डिफाइन करेंगे आपके हिसाब से? वो एक मोमेंट था या वो एक ब्रेक था जिसने आपको यहाँ तक लाने में मदद की है?
आई थिंक लाइफ में कई माइलस्टोन्स होते हैं जो आपको हेल्प करते हैं. सो फॉर मी वन वॉज राइट इन स्कूल एंड कॉलेज व्हेन आई वॉज इंटरेस्टेड इन थिएटर. I really enjoyed performing. So I never thought that I'll be an actor, a full-time actor, but I knew that this is something that if I can pursue even as part-time, even as, in fact, I was working with the Times of India, and then uske baad Pixin करके एक post-production studio है. जब I used to do that as my day job, and शाम को हमने एक theatre company start की थी, Almighty, and Thespo, which is a youth theatre festival. If anybody is interested in theatre, you have to be under 25. Please, please, please participate in that. You get to learn a lot. तो वो एक जर्नी जो स्टार्ट हो गई थी, एंड आई थिंक वही जो आपका प्रीवियस सवाल भी था ऑफ सीरियसनेस. आई थिंक जब आप, जो SRK ने भी कहा है कि जो आप पूरी दिल से, शिद्दत से अगर कोई चीज़ को मांगते हो, देन, या फिर जो कहते हैं ना कि व्हेन द टीचर विल अपीयर व्हेन द स्टूडेंट इज़ रेडी. आई थिंक लाइफ लॉन्ग वी हैव टू बी स्टूडेंट्स एंड वी हैव टू कीप लर्निंग. तो वो माइलस्टोन्स आई थिंक स्कूल से ही स्टार्ट हो गए थे, फिर कॉलेज में हुए. आई वेंट टू निफ्ट दिल्ली, एंड देन व्हेन आई वेंट टू बॉम्बे आई यूज्ड टू गो वॉच अ लॉट ऑफ थिएटर. Because as an audience also it's very important कि आप absorb क्या कर रहे हो. It's very important to be like a sponge. And then when क्या मस्त है life happened on Disney. I think that was a milestone for me because that is when I got into acting full time. क्या मस्त है life के बाद then I shot for my first feature which was Haram Khor. Again that was another milestone. उसके बाद there was of course Masan. And then there was the trip, there was Mirzapur of course. So all these milestones are very important, and as long as you keep growing and you keep pushing your own limit, that's very 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 important. कि अगेन कि दुनिया ने आपके लिए क्या बार सेट की है, वो तो दुनिया ऊपर नीचे करती रहेगी, पर आप अपने लिए क्या बार सेट कर रहे हो, तो वो मेन मज़ा वहाँ पे है. सो हरामखोर में, इनफैक्ट फॉर हरामखोर एंड फॉर ऑल ऑफ माई कैरेक्टर्स आई हैव अ प्ले लिस्ट, एंड वो प्लेलिस्ट मुझे उनके दिल और दिमाग में डाल देती है, उनसे कनेक्ट करा देती है. एंड आई वॉच मूवीज़ एंड आई वॉच शोज़ एंड आई रीड बुक्स दैट ब्रिंग मी क्लोजर टू द माइंड सेट ऑफ द कैरेक्टर. And trusting your director is very important, which is why I like to be choosy, because हम तो सिर्फ अपना किरदार देखते हैं, बट जो हमारे डायरेक्टर होते हैं, जो हमारे राइटर होते हैं, उनको पूरी स्टोरी पता होती है, उनको पूरी फिल्म पता होती है या सीरीज़ पता होती है. सो इन एक्टिंग ट्रस्ट इज़ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. एंड लकली फॉर मी हरामखोर जो कि मेरी डेब्यू फिल्म थी, उसमें आई हैड नवाज भाई एज माई को एक्टर, एंड देयर वाज सो मच लर्निंग दैट हैपेंड. एंड आई थिंक हमारे किसी के भी, आप भी जब कॉलेज से, यूनिवर्सिटी से निकलोगे, आपके जो पहले एक्सपीरियंसेस होंगे ना, वो बहुत ज़रूरी हैं, बिकॉज दोज एक्सपीरियंसेस विल स्टे विद यू फॉर एवर. सो प्लीज़ बी चूजी. जो हमें मिल जाता है वो हमें गाइड तो कर ही देगा, लेकिन क्या गाइड कर सकता है आपको, वो आप चूज़ कर सकते हैं. सो please be choosy about that.
When you started out versus now at present, what change have you seen as far as the opportunities available at hand are concerned, and especially in context of a young woman coming into the industry?
One good thing, one great thing that has happened is that now we have multiple mediums We have platforms, we have so many spaces where we can see much more. So I would say कि जैसे खाने का जो एक मेन्यू होता है, अगर वो आपके पास एक लिमिटेड था, नाउ आपके पास पूरा वर्ल्ड सिनेमा खुल चुका है. पहले जो आपको बोरो करने होते थे, चाहे वो DVDs हो, चाहे आप रेंट कर रहे हो, नाउ देयर आर online, there are so many platforms available where you can just watch whatever you want, which is why it is so important what you're picking to see. Because मुझे लगता है कि हम जो भी देख रहे होते हैं वो almost it's like voting, क्योंकि आप जिसको व्यू दोगे, आप जो देखोगे वही होगा, because it is a thing of demand and supply. So whatever you buy the ticket for or wherever you click, that will work, because वो कहीं जाके किसी metric में वो add up हो रहा है. So if you're watching something which you're not enjoying, और आप फिर क्रिप करो कि ऐसे shows क्यों बन रहे हैं, ऐसी films में क्यों बन रही हैं, तो please be very careful, because we need the audience to wake up. It is your responsibility as well. हमारी भी responsibility has storytellers, but आपकी भी responsibilities है कि आप किस type की कहानियाँ को support कर रहे हो. So I think एक चीज़ जो बहुत अच्छी हो गई, the kind of avenues that have opened up, and now there are many more women in all departments, and that makes me very happy, because there should be a balance everywhere in all fields, and more power to all the men who are supporting women and to all the women who are supporting women.
So how has the content that you've been part of, the series like Mirzapur is one of the most successful ones, and Golu Gupta was a role that again had layers to it. It evolved every season. It was a character that grew. But how did you grow with it? If I could just ask you, how did you in fact relate to it, or did you relate to it ever? Or what did you have to do for it? Because it's a very different take, you know, the kind of setting it's based in. That character is something that stands really out in, you know, generic, you know, what we see in different, you know, series.
I really like to break stereotypes. अगर मुझे बताया जाएगा कि एक लड़की को कैसा होना चाहिए, या एक स्टूडेंट को कैसा होना चाहिए, या एक ह्यूमन बीइंग को कैसा होना चाहिए, I like to question. I like to raise my hand. I like to spark conversations, and what I really enjoyed about Golu is that she has a mind of her own, and she is not afraid. She is not afraid to be who she wants to be. She is interested, and I love that she says that अगर जब आप वोट हमें देंगे तो पावर में हम नहीं, पावर में आप आएंगे. So that is the kind of philosophy and democracy that I believe in. And वो कैंपेनिंग और वो कॉलेज प्रेसिडेंट के लिए खड़ी होती है, नॉट बिकॉज उसको जीतना है, बट उसको क्या करना है, बिकॉज शी नोज देयर इज अ कैरेक्टर लाइक मुन्ना who is winning, and who is winning because of strength of a very different kind, and she wants to be the voice of what the students want, and I think वो बहुत ज़रूरी है. तो गोलू के साथ Golu is very strong. I have experienced now 9 years with Golu, which is the longest. There is no other character that I have lived with so long. Her life is full of, now unfortunately, revenge. There is a lot of frustration. Her favorite people have been taken away from her. Her dreams have been taken away from her. So जब हमने season 1 किया था, तब तो मतलब बहुत एक अलग टाइप की गोलू थी. मुझे खुद को नहीं पता था कि सीजन 2 में क्या होगा. सो एज एक्टर्स, स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर डूइंग अ सीरीज, यू डोंट नो वेयर योर कैरेक्टर विल गो. यू कैन गेस कि क्या हो सकता है, एंड आई हैड गेस्ड कि सीजन 1 अगर ऐसे एंड हो रहा है, जो हमें पता था, आई न्यू कि गोलू का स्कोप बहुत कुछ हो सकता है. एंड आई थिंक मिर्ज़ापुर इज़ द बेस्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट दैट आई हैव मेड, नॉट बिकॉज कि अभी तक चलता आ रहा है. देयर आर 3 seasons. देयर इज़ अ फिल्म दैट्स कमिंग आउट ऑन 4th September. देयर इज़ ऑल्सो season 4 दैट इज़ इन राइटिंग. But I have really learned and grown so much with her. Like, one amazing thing about being an actor is not judging your characters. You have to understand your characters. And I think when you understand your characters, you also understand people. Ki not ki what people are doing, but why people are doing that. तो आप, in fact, वो judge करना बहुत आसान है. तो आई थिंक जज करना थोड़ा साइड में रखते हैं, ये समझने की कोशिश करते हैं, नॉट जस्ट फॉर कैरेक्टर्स ऑन स्क्रीन बट ऑल्सो फॉर ईच अदर, कि अगर ये कोई चीज़ कह रहा है, कर रहा है, विच यू डिसअग्री विद, व्हाई इज अ पर्सन डूइंग दैट. आई थिंक वो हमने ना समझना थोड़ा छोड़ दिया है. हम वी आर वेरी ईजी, we are very quick to jump to conclusions. So let's not do that. Let's try and understand what are we feeling and what is it that we can do together to make each other better and to make the world a better space.
So, is there any character that you would love to play, that you've watched, that you've seen closely, that you feel that this is one character that could really have an impact, and if you had a chance, you would have loved to play that?
I would love to play a teacher because I come from a family where education is very important. My sister is a headmistress. My father and mother both retired now. Dad is an IS officer. तो वो भी पहले पढ़ाते थे, मम्मी भी पढ़ाती थी. So there are my brother-in-law. He is the teacher. So there are so many teachers in the family, and I think teachers, it is such an important profession. And I think, I would love to do that because I've seen that growing up. And I've had some brilliant, I've been very lucky. In fact, I got into drama also because I had a very, very, very good drama teacher when I was in CJM, Convent of Jesus and Mary. So teachers बहुत important होती हैं हम सबकी journey में. So I would love to play a teacher.
It's very easy to get influenced by all kinds of content, and we've seen that there is this boom of influencers, digital creators, and then you have actors who have been focusing on their craft for a long, long time, like you. But how do you then find yourself in this kind of a world where you have to balance your the brand you have online, the digital personality, the footprint? What, in your understanding, how have you approached this kind of a scenario so as to keep your visibility balanced with the substance and continue to connect with the masses?
एक चीज़ जो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि अगर आप कोई चीज़ नहीं कर रहे हो तो वो क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? क्या वो आप डर से नहीं कर रहे हो कि पता नहीं हाउ गुड और बैड और एवरेज आई एम गोइंग टू बी एट दिस, और आर यू नॉट डूइंग इट आउट ऑफ लेजीनेस? अगर ये दो चीज़ें हैं देन दैट्स समथिंग दैट यू नीड टू वर्क ऑन. बट इफ़ यू आर जस्ट डूइंग दैट बिकॉज समबडी एल्स इज डूइंग इट, देन आई थिंक इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू बी ऑथेंटिक. आपको मज़ा आना चाहिए, वो बहुत ज़रूरी है, क्योंकि अगर आपको मज़ा नहीं आ रहा है तो वो कैमरा ना पकड़ लेता है. तो अगर आप यू आर फेकिंग इट, आज नहीं तो कल नहीं तो परसों आप थक जाओगे. अगर जो ट्रेंड्स भी हैं, आप ट्रेंड्स कर के भी हाउ मेनी रील्स, हाउ मेनी पोस्ट्स आर यू गोइंग टू मेक, बिकॉज यू विल बी एग्जॉस्टेड, एंड इफ द फन इज़ गॉन देन देयर इज़ नो पॉइंट डूइंग इट. सो what is very important is to understand आप खुद कौन हो, आपको क्या चीज़ें पसंद हैं, आपको क्या किताबें पसंद हैं, आपको क्या पोइट्री पसंद है, आपको थिएटर पसंद है, या फिर आपको केमिस्ट्री लैब पसंद है और आपको फिजिक्स के बारे में बात करना पसंद है, मैनेजमेंट के बारे में. What is that thing that sparks joy? So even if you're doing it online, even if you're doing it for social media, talk and do about things that you enjoy, because if there is something that you enjoy doing, then it will do well. And do not do it for the number. वो number game algorithm में अगर हम वो chase करेंगे ना, तो आज नहीं तो कल तो वो fall out हो ही जाएगा. So what is very important to chase is inner peace and happiness, because when you're chasing that, then you're going to be satisfied. तो चाहे उसको 2 likes मिलें या 200 likes मिलें या 2000 likes मिलें, जो बहुत ज़रूरी है कि आप जो बना रहे हो at the end of the day, what are you learning? How are you growing? अगर वो पैरामीटर से अगर आप चेक करोगे, so then I don't think there's any losing, and because otherwise it's a very unhealthy competition कि अच्छा उसके साथ क्या हो रहा है, अच्छा ये हुआ, अरे बट सबके फॉलोअर्स अलग होते हैं, सबके सोशल मीडिया डाइट अलग होती है. सो वो मत देखो कि दूसरा क्या कर रहा है, वो देखो कि आप क्या, व्हाट आर द ट्रेंड्स दैट यू वुड वांट टू सेट, एंड आज नहीं तो कल इफ़ यू आर ट्रू टू योर सेल्फ, सक्सेस आ ही जाएगी. Also, the definition of success is very different from person to person. So make your own definition of success and chase that.
Now, as a producer, so we've seen that you have a production house. So as a producer, what kind of stories, what kind of content that you look at, which you want when you actually sit on the table and decide that I want to do this, I want to bring out the story. What's it really about? What is the theme? What kind of stories do you look at?
One reason I've come here is actually because I want to know from the students that what are the kind of stories. ऐसी कौन सी कहानियाँ हैं जो आप लोग आज देखना चाहते हो? क्या ऐसी कोई कहानी है जो आपको लगता है, या ऐसा कोई सब्जेक्ट है जो आप लोगों को लगता है हम इसके बारे में बात नहीं कर रहे हैं? So is there anything, is there any story, any character, anything that you all want to see?
जस्ट पास ऑन द माइक, आप लोग अपना हाथ खड़ा कर सकते हैं और कोई क्वेश्चन भी आप उनसे पूछ सकते हैं और उनका जो वो रिस्पांस मांग रही हैं वो भी दे सकते हैं.
As students, as an audience, what are the movies that you would like to see?
Hello ma'am, I want to like science fiction के ऊपर कुछ movies वगैरह मैं पूछना चाहता हूँ. ठीक है, तो उसके ऊपर बताइए कुछ.
Okay, great. So science fiction, fine. Shall be working on that.
Anyone else?
एक फिल्म है कार्गो करके, वो आप जरूर देखिएगा. इट्स अ ब्रिलियंट फिल्म मेड बाय आरती कदव. शी इज़ अ ब्रिलियंट फिल्म मेकर. तो वो सोचती ही साइंस फिक्शन में है, तो आप उनकी शॉर्ट फिल्म्स भी देखेंगे. बट या साइंस फिक्शन आई थिंक दैट्स ग्रेट बिकॉज वी नीड टू मेक मोर ऑफ दोज स्टोरीज. थैंक यू
मैम.
आई वांट मैम कि आपने बोला कि मेरे को टीचर का रोल करना है. आई वांट कि जो टीचर और गोलू का रोल है उन दोनों का इंटीग्रेशन में कोई मूवी है इस टाइप का.
वेरी नाइस. ये मैं अपने डायरेक्टर और राइटर को आइडिया जरूर दूंगी. एंड यू आर राइट बिकॉज गोलू इज समबडी हु बिलीव्स इन एजुकेशन, हु बिलीव्स इन बुक्स. सो थैंक यू फॉर दैट एंड फिंगर्स क्रॉस. लेट्स सी इफ वी कैन मेक दैट कॉम्बिनेशन हैपन.
यस मैम, मैं वेट कर रहा हूँ उसका.
बिल्कुल, हम भी.
हेलो, गुड इवनिंग मैम. आई एम दिव्यांश गोयल. मैम, जैसे कि आई एम अ सिनेफाइल, तो आई वॉच्ड अ लॉट ऑफ मूवीज, मोर देन 400 and 500 मूवीज. मैम, आई वॉच क्रिस्टोफर नोलन है, उनकी बहुत फेमस मूवीज है. मोमेंटो जैसे हो गई, इट्स अ वेरी फेमस मूवी. आई वांट समथिंग दैट टू बी डन इन आवर इंडस्ट्री. मतलब वैसा बहुत चीज़ें मिसिंग है हमारे यहाँ पे. काफ़ी अच्छी मूवीज़ है जो अभी आ रही है फ्रॉम साउथ इंडिया, फ्रॉम साउथ इंडस्ट्री, एंड फ्रॉम सम लो बजट मूवीज़ है जो काफ़ी अच्छी अभी प्रोडक्शन कर रही है. बट समथिंग लाइक दैट इन आवर बॉलीवुड, जहाँ पे मतलब लाइक फ्रॉम यू आई एम एक्सपेक्टिंग वो चीज़ अगर आ सके तो इट वुड बी वेरी ग्रेट.
Okay.
Also, I have a question for you. जैसे कि as an actor, I also face this कि when we do a role as a theatre artist, तो sometimes we have to get into that role बहुत ज़्यादा कि we live like that for a couple of days or couple of weeks. Like for example, if we do अंधा युग का अश्वत्थामा, then some people have to live like that for months ताकि they can do it. So has it ever happened with you कि आपने कोई ऐसा रोल किया हो कि आपको उसमें इतना घुसना पड़ गया हो कि मतलब बाद में ऐसा हो कुछ?
इट डिड हैपन. इनफैक्ट मेरी जो पहली फिल्म है हरामखोर, ये तब हुआ था. एंड तब क्योंकि वो मेरी पहली फीचर फिल्म थी और मेरे साथ पहली बार ऐसा हुआ था जब किरदार बहुत ही, और किरदार के इमोशंस वो वे डाउन कर रहे थे मुझ पे. बट आई डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड, क्योंकि ये सब बातें अभी थैंकफुली मेंटल हेल्थ की बातें होती हैं. एंड गेटिंग इन टू अ कैरेक्टर, गेटिंग आउट ऑफ कैरेक्टर, ये सब पहले बातें नहीं होती थी. सो मेरे जो आसपास के लोग थे, इनफैक्ट साइकोलॉजिस्ट ऑल्सो, एंड आई सेड स्पेशली एक्टर्स के लिए इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट दैट यू हैव अ पर्सन और यू हैव बुक्स और समबडी दैट जिनसे आप ये डिस्कस कर सकते हो. और जब मिर्ज़ापुर सीज़न 2 और 3 जब मैंने किया तो अगेन मुझे समझ में नहीं आया था मेरे साथ क्या हो गया. क्योंकि क्या, जैसे मैंने प्लेलिस्ट की बात की, तो हैव अ प्लेलिस्ट जो मैं हर दिन और जब भी मेरे पास टाइम होता है वो मैं सुनती रहती हूँ. और मैं अपने कैरेक्टर्स के बारे, किरदारों के बारे में बहुत सोचती हूँ. तो एंड आई ड्रेस अप ऑल्सो लाइक ऑफ सेट ऑल्सो लाइक माई कैरेक्टर. तो जैसे जब हम मिर्ज़ापुर का शूट कर रहे होते हैं तो लाइक दिस इज़ मी इन रियल लाइफ. आई लाइक माई एक्सेसरीज, आई लाइक द कलर एंड एवरीथिंग. बट जब मैं मिर्ज़ापुर का शूट कर रही हूँ तो कुछ एकदम कोई एक्सेसरी नहीं होती है, कोई कलर नहीं होता है, बस टी शर्ट होती है, शर्ट होती है और जीन्स होती हैं. तो वो मैं उस दुनिया में इतना घुस जाती हूँ कि कई बार वो दुनिया से निकलना मुश्किल हो जाता है. इट्स ऑलमोस्ट लाइक वही आप कबड्डी खेलते हो तो कबड्डी 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 करते करते कभी आप इतना दूर चले जाते हो कि जब आप पीछे मुड़ के देखते हो वो आपको लाइन ही नहीं दिखाई देती है. सो जब मैंने अपने एक साइकोलॉजिस्ट से बात की, अपने थेरेपिस्ट से बात की, तो उन्होंने मुझे एक बहुत अच्छी चीज़ बताई. उन्होंने बोला कि तुम अपने कैरेक्टर में घुसने के लिए इतना सब कुछ कर रहे हो, बट निकलने के लिए क्या कर रहे हो. तो जैसे ही वो प्लेलिस्ट बनाई है गोलू के लिए, वैसे ही एक प्लेलिस्ट बनाओ जो भी आपके फेवरेट गाने होंगे. जैसे मेरा फेवरेट गाना है इट्स द टाइम टू डिस्को, तो उस प्लेलिस्ट में वो सारे गाने डालो, चाहे वो गोल्डन हो, चाहे वो मतलब अ सेट ऑफ योर फेवरेट सॉन्ग्स, एंड जस्ट शेक इट ऑफ एंड शेक इट ऑफ एवरी डे. कि सेट पे ही, चाहे वो रूम में हो, चाहे आप वैनिटी वैन में हो, या फिर आप स्टेज के बैक स्टेज हो, तो यू नीड टू लेट गो ऑफ द कैरेक्टर. जैसे हम वो सोल ऑफ द कैरेक्टर, आत्मा ऑफ द कैरेक्टर को इन्वाइट करते हैं, बिकॉज आवर बॉडी इज़ अ वेसल, we are a medium. So also you need to thank that character and you need to say, this is something that I had done. I remember telling that, I love Golu, but you need to leave. So it's very important to find that balance, because आप खुद को नहीं खो सकते हो, because आप ये Shweta is going to be common in all the characters. So I can't let Shweta go so far away कि मैं वही भूल जाऊँ कि श्वेता कौन थी. तो इतने सारे, क्योंकि स्पेशली अगर आप एक्टर हो, you'll be playing so many characters. So it's very important. टोटम, आप मोमेंटो की बात कर रहे थे ना, उसमें ही टोटम होता है आई थिंक, या दूसरी वाले में होता है, इंसेप्शन में होता है, इंसेप्शन में होता है. सो कीपिंग योर टोटम्स कि ये रियलिटी है. Talking to your friends or just doing silly things, whatever they might be, but do things that you would do personally.
Right, I think very well, many questions are asked. I think I know you have to leave, but just quickly, one mantra, very shortly. All those who are looking to be creators, producers, actors, artists, what do you want to say?
I would like to say, please be authentic. Please have fun. Do not limit that and do not take yourself seriously. आपको seriously लेने के लिए बहुत पूरी दुनिया, जनता, घर वाले सब होंगे, तो वो let them do that job. Your job is to be true to yourself. And sometimes it will be confusing because life में यही है कि मैं खुद कौन हूँ. सबसे बड़ा सवाल तो यही है कि मेरा purpose क्या है. तो आपका purpose is to have fun in whatever way possible. And वो पढ़ाई को भी, मतलब maybe अभी in fact I'm doing a play and उसमें play में वही होता है, बहुत सारी आपको पूरी script याद करना है. तो I am also running away from that. तो मैं यहाँ पे जो भी बातें कर रही हूँ, I know on the flight back I will have to do that homework. But once you do that homework ना, वो मज़ा फिर उसके बाद ही main start होता है, because then you can play. So please never, never, never forget to have fun and play in your life.
Very well, sir. Thank you so much, Shweta, for being with us and sharing your journeys. They look very simple the way you say it, but I know there's full of a lot of challenges. But you, I think, just like the way you're talking right now, you do it with a smile. And thank you so much. You're a great inspiration for all the youngsters there. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for Shweta Sarma.
Thank you so much, and all the best for following your dreams.
अरे ये डिबेट विबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी. डिबेट यानी विवाद. भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन. इसमें भरोसा रखता है.
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है.
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है.
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से.
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा.
MTH.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे. केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार. विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात. वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है. अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आरती और मसाला. চুরিও এই ছেলেরা লিখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুকে না বুকে আগলে রাখবো. 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক, এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেকিং চলবে না তো. সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার, সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার. Moti's
QS and THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है। Just say it!
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है, ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Correct. The taste of success.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের মা বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
C. Joseph Vijayanamnan.
Actor turned politician takes oath as a Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. TVK ends decades of Dravidian political rule in Tamil Nadu. Vijay cracks the whip immediately after being sworn in, says no two power centers will exist in TVK. PM Modi launches mega projects in Karnataka, takes a jibe at Congress for allying with TVK. Himanta Biswa Sarma's grand return. NDA picks Himanta as the party leader. Himanta to take oath on 12th May. Kerala CM suspense likely to end soon as Congress top brass huddle concludes. Congress High Command to announce Kerala CM decision soon. Uttar Pradesh cabinet likely to undergo a major expansion today. Significant political recalibration by CM Yogi ahead of 2027 assembly elections. All right, viewers, let's begin with this bulletin with a big breaking news development that we are getting right now. And this is about gelatin sticks which were found in PM Modi's route towards Art of Living in Bengaluru. Now, police had launched a search operation based on a call received by a person. Now, police have grabbed him. An investigation is on his intentions. Now, Bengaluru police have arrested one person in connection with gelatin sticks found. Now, police is on high alert as gelatin sticks were reportedly near the route taken by Prime Minister. Now, Karnataka government and the police are tight-lipped on the developments that we are seeing, but a very big development, a very sensitive matter. The gelatin sticks were found in PM Modi's route towards Art of Living in Bengaluru. Now, police has launched a search operation based on a call received by a person. Police have grabbed the person and investigation is on about his intentions. Now, Bengaluru police have arrested one person in connection with the gelatin sticks found. The police is on high alert as gelatin sticks was reportedly near route taken by PM. Karnataka government and police tight-lipped on developments. There's a big breaking news development that we are getting. Gelatin sticks found in Bengaluru and one person has been detained. Now, the gelatin sticks were found in PM Modi's route towards Art of Living in Bengaluru. Now, police had launched a search operation based on a call that they have received. Now, police has now grabbed an investigation is on the intention of the person. Bengaluru police arrests one person in connection with gelatin sticks found. Now, police is on high alert as gelatin sticks were reportedly near the route taken by the Prime Minister. This is about explosive materials. A major security alert was triggered in Bengaluru after explosive material was found, including gelatin sticks, was found near Prime Minister Narendra Modi's expected movement route on the city outskirts, as per the reports. Now, police have detained one person for questioning in connection with the case. Big development here. All right, viewers, now let's move on to another top story. Now, the oath-taking ceremony in Chennai concluded on a high note with actor-turned-politician Vijay sworn in as the Chief Minister. Now, 9 others also took oath as part of Vijay's cabinet. The swearing-in ceremony today came after much tussle and brewing in Tamil Nadu politics in the last few days. Now, after alliances considered and discarded, 9 are now in Vijay's cabinet as he takes charge of the state. Our team on ground brings first reactions of those sworn in. Take a listen.
Will be strictly followed and given good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the center. And how is the workbench going?
The leader will take an entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
So could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be put in place?
Will be concluded in a week's time. We are coming from Tamil Nadu. Our president, our leader has given several opportunities, several guidelines. Will be strictly followed and given good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the center. And how is the workbench going?
The leader will take an entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
So could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be put in place?
Will be concluded in a week's time.
It's going to be great, and the first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know. It's going to be great, and the first 3 sign you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know.
Particularly Tamil Nadu women and youth victory. Definitely our leader and our all ministers will give transparency government. We'll work for the all minority brothers and sisters. We'll work for the development, particularly social justice and secularism. Definitely we'll change. We'll start a new history. What is the experience? All the experiences, the DMK's the corruptions. We'll give the can see the transparency and the development ministry. Thank you. It's a people victory, particularly Tamil Nadu women and youth victory. Definitely our leader and our all ministers will give transparency government. We'll work for the all minority brothers and sisters. We'll work for the development, particularly social justice and secularism. Definitely we'll change. We'll start a new history. What is the experience? All the experiences, the DMK's the corruptions. We'll give the can see the transparency and the development ministry. Thank you.
All right, so 3 major decisions also taken, 3 orders signed by Thalapathy Vijay after taking oath as the Chief Minister. And also 9 ministers have also sworn in along with him in his cabinet. And all right, we have Sharda for more details on the story. Sharda continues to be us and she's tracking the story since the beginning. Sharda, big day for Tamil Nadu. And finally, Thalapathy Vijay takes oath as the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. And he signs 3 orders just after taking oath. If you can put that into perspective and share the latest updates, Sharda.
Well, Vijay took oath as the Chief Minister of the state today at 10 a.m. Following that, he's come to the Secretariat to sign 3 main promises that he had given the people of Tamil Nadu. The first signature was to give 200 free units for the houses that are using more than 500 units of electricity in 2 months. That seems to be the one. Free electricity of 200 units for more than 500 is the number 1. The 2 is the Singapenne Thittam, which is basically a safety program that is being taken over for the women. The DGP and the police are in talks. Likely 27 new women police stations are going to be started just for the women's safety. That is the second signature that Vijay has signed. The third seems to be the drug-free state of Tamil Nadu. Vijay has always spoken about drug abuse under the DMK government, has pointed out how drug usage in the state of Tamil Nadu has increased. So now he's promised for a drug-free state, and the third signature was for that. And multiple bureaucrats and multiple police officials would be implemented to make sure that Tamil Nadu becomes a drug-free state. Multiple sections of the police officials are going to be deployed for making sure that Tamil Nadu becomes a drug-free state. These are the 3 important signatures that Vijay had signed today, the first 3 signatures after becoming the Chief Minister of the state. And this comes after the first decision that he had taken that to make sure to give a white paper on the transactions and the current financial situation of the state to the people of Tamil Nadu. He promised after taking oath as a Chief Minister in the first speech as Chief Minister he gave in from where he was sworn in as a Chief Minister in the Nehru Stadium, telling that he will be giving a white paper and that he will be running a transparent government on the financial transparency of the state will be given to the people and the debt amount will also be given. He clearly stated that the previous governments, though not mention that it's DMK, the AIADMK, he mentioned that the previous governments had emptied the treasury, and to make sure that he gives his promises, the people should give him time, but he will make sure that every promise is kept. And now Vijay is in the Secretariat in the Chief Minister Cabinet after taking oath, and he's having a meeting with all his ministers and also important party members to make the further decisions along with the chief police officials.
All right, Rashada, stay with us. We have another big breaking news development that we are fetching right now, and this is also about the Tamil Nadu. And for the third day, discussions continue in AIADMK camp, and CV Shanmugam faction, 36 MLAs, plans to extend support to TVK. Now, EPS camp discussions going on, and SP Velumani to take over as next party General Secretary. Now, discussions are underway for that, and AIADMK not to break into two. That means the party won't break into two, but there will be a change in the leadership. This is a Republic scoop, and big scoop, because CV Shanmugam's 36 MLAs faction was ready to back TVK, that is Thalapathy Vijay. Now, change in AIADMK leadership is likely. All right, Sharda continues to be with us for more details in the story. Sharda, what's happening? What exactly is happening in AIADMK? There was a faction that was supporting TVK, and EPS was not in favor of going in support of TVK. And now we have the big development or scoop that maybe the party might not break, but definitely there is going to be a change in the leadership. If you can put that into perspective and share more details on that.
Shivam, so let's go about the timeline of how the AIADMK had talks with the TVK. So initially on the 7th, after the results were out on the 4th, on the 5th and the 6th, there were confusion as to who will take over. And then Vijay went in forward and telling that it was Congress on the 6th that will take power. In the meantime, AIADMK decided that though they came in third in place, they want to form the government. So they sought DMK support. However, there were people who did not like the DMK and said they will take over the TVK. So on 7th, first morning, CV Shanmugam, one of the senior leader from the AIADMK, came as a split factor, telling that there is 36 MLAs along with him who want to support Vijay's TVK in forming the government. The same day in the evening, SP Velumani, who dealt as a mediator between Edappadi K. Palaniswamy and CV Shanmugam, spoke to the party general secretary, decided that the AIADMK will not split but continue to be as a party as one. And the same evening, the announcement from the AIADMK came telling that they will not be supporting the TVK, no external support whatsoever or no alliance party relationship. However, the next day, CV Shanmugam, seeking the permission of Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, made sure all the MLAs were brought to the Pondicherry resort to stop the horse trading between the AIADMK and the TVK is what we hear. But in the resort, while the talks happened between all the MLAs and Edappadi, while he returned, it was confirmed that they continue to stay as one and there is no support for TVK. And in the future, but they are very sure that it was Edappadi who will become the Chief Minister. Third day comes, which is yesterday.
All right, once again, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the details. You continue to track this story. We'll come back to you as more details unfold. Let's move on to another top story, ladies and gentlemen. Now, India has successfully tested advanced Agni missile with multiple payloads. Now, according to the DRDO, the advanced Agni missile with multiple independently targeted re-entry vehicle, that is the MIRV system, capable of hitting different targets spread over a large area, was successfully flight tested over the Indian Ocean region. Now, the trial was witnessed by senior scientists of the DRDO and Indian Army personnel. Now, even the existing Agni 5, which can strike targets around 5,000 kilometers away, already gives India the ability to hit key parts of China while launching from deep inside Indian territory. Let's take a look at this detailed report on the boost to India's military might.
Iran war and the war which has been taken place, it's a war of hypersonic missiles. It's a war of MIRVs. We saw the Khorramshahr. It is the MIRVs which overwhelmed the missile interceptors. So this is the new thing. So MIRVs basically multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. And this is a technology which is basically used on a intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBMs, and which allows one missile to carry multiple nuclear warheads, each capable of striking different targets at the same time. So how it works is basically the first phase is the launch phase. The ICBM is launched like any other normal missile, any normal long-range ballistic missile. So that is the first phase. Second phase is called the mid-course phase. Here is where it enters the space. So the residue matter of it, the exhausts which come out from the burnt fuel, also have a different pattern when you see it enter the space. So once it is outside the atmosphere, post-boost vehicle release takes place, and then several warheads separate from the missile, and then independent targeting. All the, one ICBM can have 5 warheads, it can have 7 warheads, it can even have 10 warheads. Out of 10, there could be like 4 might be dummy warheads, and out of the 6, 3 would have the conventional warhead, and 3 can be nuclear capable warheads. So there can be a different amount of combination that you can in terms of, the ammunition systems or the projectiles that we use in this. So each, warhead follows its own independent trajectory towards the targets. It can be heading towards different cities, different military bases, or different missile silos to target them. So that is what happens. Then comes the re-entry part, that the warheads re-enter the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds and strike targets independently. The glow of the ICBM, the independent warhead keeps glowing. It is like it is paused at one particular place, but actually it is aligned to the target and it is coming at hypersonic speeds. So eventually the size of the globe becomes larger and larger, and in the end it comes and it strikes the objective. So that is why you see MIRVs are dangerous, that one missile can destroy multiple targets. It is very difficult for missile defense systems to intercept these independently targeted warheads. It increases the nuclear strike capability multifold without increasing the number of missiles. So you don't have to fire n number of missiles, to target a certain location. You can have it, with a variety of it. So that is there. Then it enables counter-force attacks against enemy nuclear assets. Example, one single MIRV ICBM could theoretically, it could launch from one country. It can carry up to 6 to 10 warheads and hit 10 separate targets, hundreds of kilometers apart from each other. So that is what the MIRV capability is regarding the ICBMs. And in terms of other countries, like the Americans have the LGM-30 Minutemen, that they have. The Russians have the RS-24 Yars. Then the Chinese have the Dongfeng 41, that is DF-41. The British have the M51 missile. India has the Agni 5 missile, and I am very glad that we've developed the MIRV capability in this ICBM missile. It is going to be tough for the enemy and their air defenses to counter these missiles and the multiple warheads. So basically, you have achieved a long-range delivery vehicle and eventually, multiple different targets. And these can be launched from different platforms. You can launch it from trucks. You can launch it from mobile, railway platforms. You can launch it from ships. You can launch it from submarines. So the platform packages that are available are multiple in number. So this is a very advantageous system for us, and it is a clear and present danger for the enemy, and they will definitely think twice before adapting to this technology, or to get this technology. It takes a number of years. There are very limited countries, 5 to 6 countries only, who have this technology, and India is one of them. It is a very proud moment for India, and it has only increased our fire capability and our power projection to multifolds in the world.
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी, because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद
खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आर्थिक मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
डिबेट विबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद, भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन, इसमें भरोसा लगता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा सिप, असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर
सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है।
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা আসবো ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
And I would request our colleague Rakshita to please start this session. Over to you, Rakshita, and thank you very much once again, Ms. Alji.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us here. And we've had so many conversations throughout the day. Since noon, we've had so many conversations. जब महाराष्ट्र की बात होती है, मुंबई की बात सबसे ज़्यादा की जाती है. मुंबई की एक अपनी हिस्ट्री है, एक हेरिटेज है. But you feel that how much urban development has actually evolved if you talk about in the past few years, so that the Mumbai we see today actually has transformed the way it has.
अभी अगर आप देख रहे हो तो महाराष्ट्र जो सेंट्रल जीडीपी में जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है महाराष्ट्र का वो अभी 13.5% कंट्रीब्यूशन ओनली फ्रॉम महाराष्ट्र है और जिसमें मुंबई का बहुत बड़ा हिस्सा है क्योंकि मुंबई की ग्रोथ मुंबई की जो भी इंफ्रा अभी तैयार हो रही है उसमें ऑब्वियसली जब इंफ्रा तैयार करते हैं तो ग्रोथ होती ही है लेकिन मैं कहना चाहूँगी कि जो देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस जिनको हम लोग इंफ्रामैन बोलते हैं तो नॉट ओनली मुंबई अगर जीडीपी में हमें कंट्रीब्यूट करना है इकोनॉमी में हमें कंट्रीब्यूट करना है महाराष्ट्र को तो जो ग्रोथ इंजन है नॉट ओनली मुंबई बहुत सारे ग्रोथ इंजन लगाने पड़ेंगे तो उस हिसाब से उन्होंने मुंबई पुणे नागपुर और नासिक ऐसे 4 ग्रोथ इंजन अभी स्टार्ट किए हुए हैं और इसके ऊपर बहुत हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं.
We talked about growing cities, we talked about MMRDA also, we talked about different parts of Maharashtra and encouraging the connectivity. But if you could tell us in your experience and you being in office, what have been the key focus areas as far as improving the urban infrastructure is concerned?
अर्बन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर की अगर बात करते हैं आप मुंबई की ही बात अगर करेंगे तो हमने केवल ये नहीं कहा है कि हम लोग ये करके आपको दिखाएंगे कि हम लोग ये हमने करके दिखाया है जैसे हम लोग ने अटल सेतु कोस्टल रोड, आज के ये जो प्रोजेक्ट है, जो मेट्रो लाइंस के जो काम चल रहे हैं, जैसे मेट्रो लाइन 3 आप देख रहे हैं कि अभी पूरी कंप्लीट हो गई है। और जैसे पहले कैसे चलता था कि अगर कोई नया प्रोजेक्ट है इंफ्रा का, तो लोगों की भी मेंटालिटी ये थी कि नहीं चलेगा 6 साल 7 साल, लेकिन अभी नहीं, अभी टारगेटेड 2 साल में 2.5 साल में टारगेटेड प्रोजेक्ट कंप्लीट हो रहे हैं। जैसे हमने देखा पुणे मुंबई मिसिंग लिंक है, अभी भी हम लोग जो सिडको और MMRDA जो MMR का प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं, उसमें जितने इंफ्रा के प्रोजेक्ट्स हम लोग ने अभी पिछले इसमें 40,000 करोड़ के प्रोजेक्ट लॉन्च किए हुए ओनली फॉर इंफ्रा, तो वो प्रोजेक्ट चल रहे हैं। हम लोग जैसे अभी सी कनेक्टिविटी जो जेटीज़ बना रहे हैं, उसमें जो वाटर ट्रैवल है वो ज़्यादा बढ़ा रहे हैं। रेल अगर आप रेलवे का देखोगे तो महाराष्ट्र को अश्विनी वैष्णव जो रेल मिनिस्टर है, उन्होंने अभी 1,60,000 करोड़ रुपीज़ ओनली फॉर महाराष्ट्र दी रेलवे के लिए, तो वो कनेक्टिविटी भी हम लोग बहुत बनाए रहे हैं। एयरपोर्ट का भी आप देखेंगे तो मुंबई और नवी मुंबई 2 इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट ओनली यहाँ है, मीन्स दिल्ली में भी नहीं अभी बने हैं, और वो मुंबई, नवी मुंबई और पुणे का पुरंदर, तो ये अगर क्लब हो गए तो वो भी कनेक्टिविटी बहुत अच्छी हो जाएगी।
जी, तो हाउ हमारे जो अभी इमीडिएट गोल आप कहेंगी वो क्या है, नेक्स्ट टारगेट आपका एज अ मिनिस्टर, व्हाट इज इट एंड फार एज अर्बन डेवलपमेंट?
इमीडिएट गोल जो आप अगर मेरा बोलोगे तो जब से मैं MLA भी थी तब से मेरा फोकस बहुत इसमें है कि एक तो सिटी ग्रीन एंड क्लीन होनी चाहिए। पहली जो लोगों को लगना चाहिए कि या दिस इज़ वेरी नाइस सिटी टू लिव हियर, तो वो होना चाहिए। और दूसरा जो हम लोग अभी स्लम के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, तो SRA के माध्यम से मेरा जैसे हर सिटी में आप देखो तो 30-40% स्लम रहती है, तो अगर वो हम लोग डेवलप करें, जैसे हमको सबको एक एक घर देना ही है, तो अभी रिलैक्सेशन है बहुत है, तो वो टारगेट अचीव करना चाहिए। हमारे पास अभी 3 साल है, उसमें हम लोग कितना अचीव करते हैं तो वो तो देखेंगे, लेकिन डिफ़िकल्ट है, लेकिन वो होना चाहिए। फिर ही आप बोलेंगे कि हमने जो सोशल डिस्टेंस है वो भी कम किया है और सिटी भी अच्छी हो गई है।
I think it was really enlightening to know what the government is thinking as far as development work is concerned in a state as big as Maharashtra, and of course an important contributor to the growth of a Viksit Bharat. So thank you so much. Really appreciate you, ma'am, for joining us here on Republic's Day.
Thank you very much.
Vipin Paliwal, who is Secretary of Dharavi Redevelopment Project, and in his introduction, I would say he has served various urban local bodies, including Kamti, Balarpur, and Wardha, contributing significantly to municipal governance and infrastructure development. He has held the position of Administrator and Commissioner Municipal Corporation, Chandrapur, from 2022 to 2025, where he led large-scale urban transformation initiatives, strengthened governance frameworks, and delivered measurable improvements in urban service delivery. During his tenure, I would like to say he has been in Chandrapur Municipal Corporation, and he extensively handled sewerage and water supply projects, focusing on operational efficiency, infrastructure expansion, and sustainable urban resource management. He introduced multiple innovation citizen participation models to drive city beautification, cleanliness campaigns, and community-led waste management systems. Currently, he is serving as Secretary at Dharavi Redevelopment Project, Mumbai, which is we all are aware of, associated with the redevelopment of Asia's largest slum and one of the world's most ambitious slum redevelopment projects. I would like to have him on stage. Sir, please, I would request you to please come on stage for our next session, and I would request my colleague Rakshita to please join us for the next session, and a huge round of applause for our next panel.
And we've talked about the rehabilitation, sir, in many of these sessions, in fact, and this has been one of the most ambitious projects we can talk about as far as India's infrastructure growth is concerned. I mean, who can imagine years ago that such a project would come up? But before I go into the infrastructure, technicalities, different angles, we're looking at Dharavi, which have lakhs and lakhs of people from all parts of the country. It has the concept of mini India at the center of it, sir. If you could talk about that vision, how do you plan to bring together and preserve this cultural mosaic that Dharavi is?
Actually, Dharavi itself, when we say a word Dharavi, we all know that what kind of living there. And when we think about to redevelop this place, it's a very complex unit. Dharavi itself has it's not a redevelopment project of residential. As we have seen, there are industries also. There is much commercial activities going on. So in complexity manner, Dharavi itself a big project. It deals with around 10 lakh people and around 1,50,000 hutments are there, units are there. We are going to develop them with industries, with commercial hubs and with residential towers. So in fact, Dharavi itself containing around 630 acre area in type of area, in type of population and in type of complexity. Itself a unique project. I can say that this is the world's biggest redevelopment project of slum redevelopment.
अगर आप हमारे दर्शकों को बताएं कि ऐसा क्या फैक्टर होगा नई धारावी में which will make the Mumbaikars the most proud. What will they look at and be the most proud about?
धारावी जो नई बनने वाली है वहाँ पे रहिवास अच्छा होगा, वहाँ का व्यापार अच्छा होगा, वहाँ का वातावरण अच्छा होगा और वहाँ की सुविधाएं वर्ल्ड क्लास होंगी. यही हमारे पूरे मुंबईकर को गर्व की बात रहेंगी कि हमने हमारी धारावी को रीडेवलप किया है और एक नई धारावी में तब्दील किया है.
और जो तमाम कई बार स्केप्टिसिज्म होता है, कई बार आका जाता है कि नहीं ये इतना हो नहीं सकता, या बहुत सारे ऑपोजिशंस होते हैं, चाहे पॉलिटिकल हो चाहे स्टेक होल्डर से हो. आपको लगता है कि उसमें आप कंप्लीटली आप उसको काउंटर करने में सक्सेसफुल रहा है, सरकार हो या जो भी?
डेफिनेटली कुछ लोगों के दिमाग में कुछ भ्रांतियां है कि ये नहीं हो पाएगा. बट मैं कहना चाहूँगा कि पहले बोल रहे थे कि लोग पार्टिसिपेट ही नहीं करेंगे, बट 90% सर्वे हो चुका है. बोल रहे थे कि डेवलपमेंट की शुरुआत ही नहीं होगी, बट डेवलपमेंट की शुरुआत हो चुकी है. हमने जो गवर्नमेंट ने हमको रेलवे लैंड अथॉरिटी की ज़मीन दी है, वहाँ पे हमने कंस्ट्रक्शन चालू कर दिया है. ये जो हर चीज़ बोली जा रही है कि नहीं होगा, हम वो करके दिखा रहे हैं कि वो हो पा रहा है और डेफिनेटली नई धारावी बन के रहेगी.
That's of course the spirit, I think, that is being conveyed from in man himself, who is actually working very, very hard on this project. And of course, we have to, I think, applaud him for this. A big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for this very, very insightful conversation, because I think it's important that this is communicated to, the people of the country, because this is, it's very easy to call it just an ambitious project, but I think this is something that will set an example for the improvement of the infrastructure of the country, which actually will truly reflect what Vikasit Bharat is. And that, of course, is important. Thank you so much, Mr. Paliwal, for joining us here on the stage with this very insightful conversation.
Now that we've got the major insights out of the way, we can now concentrate on the subject at hand. Welcome, Hafiz. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. You've been at the center of change in India, whether it's Powai, whether it's where I live in Delhi, in Magnolias. What are the changes you're seeing qua government and authorities as far as infrastructure is concerned? Earlier, there was always this builder-politician nexus. Some politicians then retired from their companies, which is damn good. We'll give them the Bharat Ratna. But apart from that, what are the changes you're seeing today qua government?
See, when you're talking about infrastructure, okay, to me, the biggest infrastructure is providing housing. And that also social housing. Okay, when we are, a lot is happening in the country, okay. One can't say that, a lot is not happening. And the other thing is that when we are talking about housing, when we are talking about social housing, okay, because out of 1.3 billion, how many people are still not having proper housing? And that is, the figure says 45 to 50% to 60%. Now what is really, okay, now if you're thinking about that, now if from other side, from one side you have your climate change, from other side we are talking about economy going from this to how many trillion and all that. I'm not even getting into all that. Now to achieve all of that, if we provide, okay, social housing on the way that you have been, I'm saying the country has been doing about roads, okay, it is more important that if that 45% to 50% of the people can get proper housing, they will be able to go to their work properly.
I love Hafiz. But something you just said, there's a lovely book which all of you must read. It's by Roman Narzik, Knazric. It's called The History of Tomorrow. The point you make, he says, look at two things that happened in our civilizational history. Singapore, when the government constructs social housing, they map the percentages to the ethnicity. And no building has a balcony, but they have large corridors inside and they have one community hall, which can be used for weddings, funerals, prayer meetings, blah, blah, blah. Then he also talks about sustainability. He says, if you look at ancient Greece, look at ancient India, look at India itself, we had air-cooled places. There was a reason why we had the courtyard. Architecture, to my mind, and Hafiz is one of its primary exponents, in India was fascinating in terms of building and bringing the community in. My last point here, just to take off from what you said, is it is the business of government to enable people to lead a life of dignity. Housing is not about a roof, it's about dignity.
We are not getting up and thinking that, how much is your population? You have to house all of that. All along for so many years, we have been thinking of one FSI and 1.22. And when for the last 30 years, 40 years, I've been talking, increase your FSI, increase your...
Absolutely.
And they think that I'm talking for builders. Forget. If today, we have lost that, time. Now, even if you increase the FSI, the prices have gone up so much. You have, see, when I'm talking about social housing, I'm talking about peons, a person who is working in a restaurant, who is working earning 20,000, 30,000 with his wife and this, that, he must be earning 50,000. Can he afford a house? No. So you have to start doing social housing. Now, how will you do? What kind of a social housing will you do? Okay, it has to be that you give on rent. Now, for getting a rent, you have to change your policy. Today, how you are financing your roads? Is anybody?
Through toll.
Correct. So now, there should be another kind of a toll that you give housing, social housing, and then his rent, you consider it as a toll.
Excellent point.
Giving an example.
Thank God.
Yeah.
He's issued a clarification.
Sorry.
No, but on a serious note, and we have to end now because they've got... If there were three things Hafiz contractor were to say to everyone in India, it includes the citizen, it includes authority, it includes colleagues in the industry, what are three simple things you would tell them?
Make realistic laws. That's the first thing I would say. And that I will say it again, make realistic laws, in that your social housing, in that your environment, in that your CRZ, everything comes in, make realistic laws.
आने वाले 20 सालों में 2 दशक में हम बात कर रहे हैं कि रियल एस्टेट का फ्यूचर क्या है अगर हम इंडिया में देखें, क्योंकि रियल एस्टेट, अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग, हम ये सब कुछ जानते हैं कि आज आस्क है लोगों की। इस पर आप क्या कहना चाहेंगे, अगले आने वाले 2 दशक में रियल एस्टेट को इंडिया में हम कहाँ देख रहे हैं?
नहीं, देखिए, रियल एस्टेट, रोटी कपड़ा और मकान जो हम बोलते हैं, इट्स द बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट, हर एक इंसान को चाहिए। एंड वेरी सिंपली, जिस तरीके से इंडिया में एक ज़माने में ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन हुआ था, तो हम आत्मनिर्भर बन गए अपने फूड के सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर, फूड सिक्योरिटी मिली ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन से। फिर वाइट रेवोल्यूशन हुआ तो मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स वेंट फ्रॉम वेरी स्मॉल पॉकेट्स टू द होल ऑफ द कंट्री, ठीक है। ये डेमोक्रेटाइजेशन जो है, ये हाउसिंग में भी आना ही पड़ेगा और ये आना ही चाहिए। तो मैं ये कहूँगा, अब आपको एक थर्ड रेवोल्यूशन की ज़रूरत है, द ग्रे रेवोल्यूशन, जिसमें you can build housing for all.
You can also call it real estate revolution.
Real estate revolution, but I'm going with the color. Big cities, they need vertical housing, clearly. And that is the way Shanghai, Tokyo, global cities have developed. We need to embrace that without delay. Because वरना vertical housing करने के लिए भी आपके पास pockets नहीं बचेंगे। हमने कोविड से पहले देहरादून में एक होटल बनाया, हायट रिजेंसी देहरादून। अब हमारे पास ये अपॉर्चुनिटी थी कि जैसे सब लोग रिजॉर्ट्स को डिफाइन करते हैं, वैसे ही हम भी 5 एकड़ में 50 रिजॉर्ट स्टाइल कॉटेजेस बनाते, और उसका एक अपना बिजनेस मॉडल होता है, और वो बिल्कुल ठीक है बिजनेस मॉडल, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है उस बिजनेस मॉडल में। बट हमने क्या किया, हमने उसको वर्टिकल बना दिया, और हमने वो 50 कॉटेजेस की जगह हमने 263 रूम्स बना दिए। आज वो 263 रूम से देहरादून में क्या होता है कि बड़ी बड़ी कॉन्फ्रेंसेज आती हैं, नेशनल लेवल कॉन्फ्रेंसेज आती हैं, जो कि कभी उत्तराखंड में आई ही नहीं, राइट? तो आप इनेबलर बन जाते हो। तो आपको हर चीज का एक सोल्यूशन नहीं मिलेगा, आपको अलग अलग चीजों के अलग अलग सोल्यूशन देखने पड़ेंगे। और टियर 2 और टियर 3 मार्केट्स, मेरे हिसाब से नेक्स्ट फ्यू इयर्स में आपको सारी डेवलपमेंट जो है एक अलग लेवल पर नजर आएगी उन मार्केट्स में। अब जैसे एक और एग्जांपल लेता हूँ, जैसे हमारा जो प्रोजेक्ट है हरिद्वार में, जब हमने हम जितने भी लोगों से आप मिलेंगे, सबके दिमाग में एक पॉइंट होता है कि हरिद्वार इज अ रिलीजियस प्लेस, धार्मिक स्थल है। बट पिछले 5-7 सालों में नैरेटिव चेंज हो गया है। नैरेटिव क्या है कि आपका वो शहर अपने आप में आज एक स्पिरिचुअल सेंटर भी है, योगा और आयुर्वेदा सेंटर भी है। तो ये अपॉर्चुनिटी क्रिएट कर देता है रिटायरमेंट होम्स की, वीकेंड होम्स की। इंडिया के टियर 2 और टियर 3 सिटीज़ के नैरेटिव डेवलपर्स को रीडिस्कवर करने पड़ेंगे। आई थिंक हम लोग एग्जिस्टिंग नैरेटिव को यूज़ करके हम जो कर सकते थे वो हमने कर लिया, बट आई थिंक कई जगह पे पॉसिबिलिटीज़ है कि आप उस नैरेटिव को चेंज कर सकें। एक्चुअली रियल एस्टेट के बारे में लोगों ने इनफ जानने की कोशिश नहीं करी है। आई थिंक रियल एस्टेट एक बहुत अच्छे कस्प पे है, जिसमें टेक्नोलॉजी और ट्रस्ट दोनों फैक्टर्स का रोल अदा हो रहा है अब यहाँ से मूविंग फॉरवर्ड। एंड आई थिंक जो यंगस्टर्स हैं उनको रियल एस्टेट सेक्टर को अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए। ये बहुत बड़ा सेक्टर है। इनफैक्ट हमारे कंट्री में जो आईटी पे जो ऑब्सेशन है, उसको कम करके अगर लोग रियल एस्टेट की तरफ थोड़ा फोकस बढ़ाएंगे, तो उनको नज़र आएगा कि यहाँ पे नेचुरली बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं, और जो कि काफ़ी अनलिमिटेड टाइप की अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ हैं। ये सिर्फ बड़े शहरों में सीमित नहीं है, ये इंडिया के हर छोटे गांव तक पहुँचना है, इसको पहुँचाना ही पड़ेगा। मेरा सजेशन यंगस्टर्स को ये है कि आप अपने आप को स्किल करें रियल एस्टेट में जाकर कुछ काम करने के लिए, और योर फ्यूचर विल बी वेरी वेरी ब्राइट।
एक बार फिर से आप लोगों से गुजारिश है, तालियों के साथ धन्यवाद कीजिएगा मिस्टर सौरभ जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका।
Now, affordability becomes very, very important in modern times as we evolve and Bharat evolves. Very important to Bharat's growth story. And For this session, we have Mr. Ashwinder R. Singh. He's chairperson at BCD Group. He's associated with the CII. He brings extensive experience with him across housing finance, real estate strategy, and residential development. Over the years, he has held leadership roles across some of India's leading real estate and financial institutions, contributing significantly to policy dialogue and the scaling of housing delivery in our country. And he has been recognized as Real Estate Person of the Year at the Construction Week Awards for his contribution to the sector. And now I invite Mr. Ashwinder Singh, along with my colleague Pranav Kulkarni, business editor at Republic TV, to the stage, please. Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Challenge of actually keeping up with the energy that the first session had. So I hope the onus is on you. I'm just going to throw questions at you, and you're going to be the one to keep that up. Just to take it forward from where we actually left, where the first session actually left, is there something really called as affordable housing?
So what is happening is, what will you get is becoming a big question, and that is where Pranav, livability is coming into question, and that is why the demand also for affordable housing has, for the first time in the last couple of years, the growth in premium and luxury housing has been more than the growth in affordable housing in India. So the total sales might have been more in affordable housing if you look at the overall construct, but the growth of sales in premium housing and in luxury housing has been more in India than in affordable housing.
So then I'll ask you a question in a, for a middle class person who has the aspirations of owning a premium housing, a premium house, for example, but he does not want to stay in an affordable house. Has premium housing or good quality luxury housing gone really beyond the reach of a common man right now?
See, the point is, let me step back. Why are we having this conversation on affordable housing? Because we see affordable housing is not scaling the way it should scale. Affordable housing is not happening because, one, the price of land is very high. We discussed earlier, the cost of capital is very high. We are not able to bring in the technology the way it can be brought in, both in terms of construction as well as amenities. And fourth, affordable housing, and some call it social housing, also needs a very strong public-private partnership, which is not there in this country. We keep on giving examples of Singapore. The entire social housing of Singapore is done by the government. We have to have laws for housing, and within housing, we have to have a affordable housing policy which needs teeth, and it has to then become, we have to focus on execution, because in my role in CII, the government is very open.
Mr. Singh, thank you very much for your wonderful insights on this. Thanks
thank
a
you.
lot.
Thank you, Pranav.
Thank you.
QS&THE, the world's foremost university rankings organizations, have ranked Amity amongst the top 3% universities globally, making it among the very few Indian universities to be included in both rankings. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी, because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे, तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा, सबका राजा आरती और मसाला।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুকে বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
All right, viewers, a very, very good afternoon. We are live and breaking this Sunday. I'm Shivangi Shukla getting you the latest coming in. A short while back, we see that TVK's Vijay has now been sworn in as the 13th Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. We're getting you all those updates coming in. We have a reporter, Sharda, who's tracking all the developments just after that oath-taking ceremony. But the headlines first. Let's get started.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
C. Joseph Vijayanamnan.
Actor turned politician takes oath. Vijay takes oath as Tamil Nadu CM. TVK ends decades of Dharavi and political rule in Tamil Nadu. Vijay cracks the whip immediately after being sworn in and says no two power centers will exist in TVK. PM Modi launches mega project in Karnataka, takes a jibe at Congress for lying with the TVK. Himanta Biswa Sarma's grand return. NDA picks Himanta as a party leader. Himanta to take oath on 12th of May. Kerala CM suspense likely to end soon as Congress top brass huddle concludes. Congress High Command to announce the Kerala CM decision soon as well. UP cabinet likely to undergo a major expansion today. Significant political recalibration by CM Yogi ahead of the assembly elections of 2027. Hello viewers, for the third day, discussions continue in the AIADMK camp now, and CV Shanmugam factor. 36 MLAs plan to extend support to TVK. So change in AIADMK leadership is very likely. EPS camp discussions going on. SP Velumani to take over as the next party general secretary. Discussions are underway. AIADMK not to break into two but change in leadership. So this is a big buzz that is coming in where there seems to be a change in leadership when we talk about the AIADMK. So back-to-back updates coming in here from Tamil Nadu. As Vijay has taken oath as the new Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, now we are seeing that there is a new development in terms of, we talk about AIADMK, fresh turmoil in AIADMK, and it looks like there could be a change in leadership. 36 newly elected MLAs are backing the CV Shanmugam leader, the leader of. We're getting some updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And let's go straight across to my colleague who's joining us. Yes, let's go to you right now. Ashurya. Okay, Ashurya is with us. Ashurya, what is happening there? There seems to be some kind of a new development in AIADMK, a new leadership change. Lot of these updates coming in. What exactly is happening within the AIADMK? Yes, Ashurya.
When you see AIADMK, it has majorly affected in this entire elections because after the 2021 elections, they did expect that they would have to have a revamp because once the former Chief Minister and their leader Jayalalitha had passed away, they had a major scuffle in the power, and the AIADMK had a major inside party talks and inside party struggles for power as well as a confident position inside the party. And after major struggle, EPS did come as a major factor, as several leaders have also exited the AIADMK party and joined several other parties as well. But today, we again, after this elections, we are seeing the same thing repeating again, where EPS now there is a major shuffle between the party cadres because as we can see there, we are outside CV Shanmugam's office, and there are one after one MLAs or party cadres as well as AIADMK cadres are coming in and going, and this is the third day that the talks are continuing outside AIADMK office because we are expecting a change because thankfully and fortunately there is a confirmation that AIADMK is not splitting into two factor, but then however what we are learning is that they are looking for a change and they are looking for a new renewment in this particular party because now with Vijay coming in, there was always a duopoly between AIADMK and DMK, but now Vijay coming in, there is definitely fear inside the party cadres because they did expect that they will win this election because once the DMK is off the cadre, then the next option that the people had was AIADMK. But now with that also gone, DVK emerging as one single large party here, there's definitely a little fear inside the AIADMK, and they are taking the necessary party discussions is what the AIADMK people here are also claiming. There was also a brief, as we saw in this entire 1 week of power tussle in Tamil Nadu itself, we saw there were more than 25 MLAs were also asked to put in a resort because that was a rebel factor inside the AIADMK which wanted to go with TVK. But when later they have decided that when EPS assured them that they will come back to power, because at that time there were DMK and AIADMK alliance talks on the table. So EPS assured these leaders that they will be they will be in power, they will get all the good days will come to them. But unfortunately nothing like that happened, and TVK Vijay had taken the oath today, and that is the reason the rebel factor are now having the upper say in this particular faction, where there are two important changes that might come. One, if the other 35 MLAs openly going to support TVK, will they support outside? Will they give outside support just like the minority parties or left parties and minority parties, or will the second change that is most possibly that is going to come is the change in power. EPS might not be the General Secretary of the AIADMK anymore, and that is why from the past 3 days outside the AIADMK office, that is the CV Shanmugam office, who is the second in power in the AIADMK's office, there is a huge number of MLAs and the party cadres coming and going, and there are discussions that is happening, and we are all waiting for that one decision that AIADMK is going to take. One, will they support TVK? Two, is there a change in the party power? Finally, that will help the AIADMK or will not help the AIADMK as well.
Right. Okay, well, okay. Thank you for so much, Aishwarya, on that. We're getting these updates coming in because let's tell our viewers that these 36 MLAs, they want a leadership change within the AIADMK. But let's put our focus to what happened earlier in the day. The oath-taking ceremony in Chennai concluded on a high note with actor-turned-politician Vijay sworn in as the Chief Minister. 9 others took oath as part of Vijay's cabinet. The swearing-in ceremony came after much tussle and a lot of factors which are brewing in Tamil Nadu politics in the last few days. And after a lot of alliances were considered, a lot of them were discarded. But now, 9, I repeat, 9 are now in Vijay's cabinet as he takes charge of the state. Our team on ground brings first reactions of those sworn in. Let's take a listen.
We are coming from Tamil Nadu. Our president, our leader has given several opportunities, several guidelines. We will strictly follow and give good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the center. And how is the work going to win?
The leader will take entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
So, could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be put in place?
Will be concluded in a week's time. We are coming from Tamil Nadu. Our president, our leader has given several opportunities, several guidelines. We will strictly follow and give good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the center. And how is the work going to win?
The leader will take entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
So, could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be put in place?
Will be concluded in a week's time.
It's going to be great, and the first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know. It's going to be great, and the first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know.
It's a people victory, particularly Tamil Nadu women and youth victory. Definitely our leader and our all ministers will give transparency government. We'll work for the all minority brothers and sisters. We'll work for the development, particularly social justice and secularism. Definitely we will change. We'll start a new history. What is the experience? All the experiences, the DMK's the corruptions. We'll give the, can see the transparency and the development ministry. Thank you. It's a people victory, particularly Tamil Nadu women and youth victory. Definitely our leader and our all ministers will give transparency government. We'll work for the all minority brothers and sisters. We'll work for the development, particularly social justice and secularism. Definitely we will change. We'll start a new history. What is the experience? All the experiences, the DMK's the corruptions. We'll give the, can see the transparency and the development ministry. Thank you.
All right, viewers, India has successfully tested an advanced version of its nuclear-capable Agni missile equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle or MIRV technology, marking another major step in the country's strategic missile program. The test was carried out under the supervision of the Defense Research and Development Organization and was officially confirmed through a government statement. Take a look at this report as we tell you about this big development coming in.
If you see the Iran war and the war which has been taken place, it's a war of hypersonic missiles. It's a war of MIRVs. We saw the Khorramshahr. It is the MIRVs which overwhelmed the missile interceptors. So this is the new thing. So MIRVs basically multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. And this is a technology which is basically used on a intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBMs, and which allows one missile to carry multiple nuclear warheads, each capable of striking different targets at the same time. So how it works is basically the first phase is the launch phase. The ICBM is launched like any other normal missile, any normal long-range ballistic missile. So that is the first phase. Second phase is called the mid-course phase. Here is where it enters the space. So the residue matter of it, the exhausts which come out from the burnt fuel also have a different pattern when you see it enter the space. So once it is outside the atmosphere, post-boost vehicle release takes place, and then several warheads separate from the missile, and then independent targeting. All the one ICBM can have 5 warheads, it can have 7 warheads, it can even have 10 warheads, out of 10 there could be like 4 might be dummy warheads, and out of the 6, 3 would have different military bases or different missile silos to target them. So that is what happens. Then comes the re-entry part, that the warheads re-enter the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds and strike targets independently. The glow of the ICBM, the independent warhead keeps glowing. It is like it is paused at one particular place, but actually it is aligned to the target and it is coming at hypersonic speeds. So eventually the size of the globe becomes larger and larger, and in the end it comes and it strikes the objective. So that is why you see MIRVs are dangerous, that one missile can destroy multiple targets. It is very difficult for missile defense systems to intercept these independently targeted warheads. It increases the nuclear strike capability multifold without increasing the number of missiles. So you don't have to fire n number of missiles, to target a certain location. You can have it, with a variety of it. So that is there. Then it enables counter-force attacks against enemy nuclear assets. Example, one single MIRV ICBM could theoretically, it could launch from one country. It can carry up to 6 to 10 warheads and hit 10 separate targets hundreds of kilometers apart from each other. So that is what the MIRV capability is regarding the ICBMs. And in terms of other countries, like the Americans have the LGM-30 Minutemen, that they have. The Russians have the RS-24 Yars. Then the Chinese have the Dongfeng 41, that is DF-41. The British have the M51 missile. India has the Agni 5 missile, and I am very glad that we've developed the MIRV capability in this ICBM missile. It is going to be tough for the enemy and their air defenses to counter these missiles and the multiple warheads. So basically, you have achieved a long-range delivery vehicle and eventually, multiple different targets. And these can be launched from different platforms. You can launch it from trucks. You can launch it from mobile, railway platforms. You can launch it from ships. You can launch it from submarines. So the platform packages that are available are multiple in number. So this is a very advantageous system for us, and it is a clear and present danger for the enemy, and they will definitely think twice before adapting to this technology. Or to get this technology, it takes a number of years. There are very limited countries, 5 to 6 countries only, who have this technology, and India is one of them. It is a very proud moment for India, and it has only increased our fire capability and our power projection to multifolds in the world.
And taking a short break, viewers, Kerala CM suspense will be ending soon as Congress top brass huddles concludes. Congress High Command to announce Kerala CM decision soon. Stay tuned.
Our Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद। भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन। इसमें भरोसा लगता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है, तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
प्यास बुझाए, ठंडक लाए, सबको भाए जीरा से। MDH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MDH।
आई का ये जश्न है, जश्न का ये जश्न है। अरे
राष्ट्रीय इलायची जश्न का जश्न।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুকে না বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার বাংলা আমার কাঁদবে না তো
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है। Just say it!
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये इनजस्टिस, ये कॉन्स्पिरेसीज, ये मैनिपुलेशन, अगर आप इसको टेररिज्म नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल। This is my last question to you.
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুকে না বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ঘোরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার Jai
Welcome to episode 11. My name is Nayan and you're watching The R Estate, a show that tracks the pulse of India's real estate and infrastructure story. Now, it's been an interesting week for the sector, from policy moves to shifting market dynamics. The landscape continues to evolve rapidly. On the show today, Andhra Pradesh looks to boost momentum with tax relief, and India's next property boom may not come from the usual big cities. And Gujarat's real estate market shows signs of slowdown. Let's get you to the top headlines shaping the sector.
In a move aimed at accelerating growth, the Andhra Pradesh government has announced a major relief for property owners. If you own land and are actively constructing on it, you will now pay only half the vacant land tax. This decision is designed to encourage faster development and reduce the financial burden on landowners. Vacant land tax, or VLT, is typically charged on unused plots, but during construction, this tax often becomes an added pressure. With this 50% relief, developers and individual builders now have a strong incentive to start and complete projects faster. The government hopes this will lead to more housing, better infrastructure, and increased economic activity across the state. More construction means more jobs. More jobs mean stronger local economies. It's a chain reaction, one policy aiming to unlock multiple benefits. With this move, Andhra Pradesh is not just reducing taxes, it's laying the foundation for faster growth.
For years, India's real estate story was about big cities, Mumbai, Delhi, and Bengaluru. But now, something is changing. In smaller cities, a quiet shift has begun. Not loud, not obvious, but very powerful. New highways are being built, airports are opening, travel is faster than ever before, and suddenly, these cities don't feel far anymore. Jobs are growing, businesses are expanding, and people are choosing to stay instead of moving to metros. And with this change comes a new demand: better homes, bigger homes, premium homes. What was once affordable housing is now becoming high-end living. Less crowd, more space, better quality of life, and still more affordable than big cities. Prices are rising, demand is growing, and smart investors are already moving in. This is not just growth, this is a shift. India's next real estate boom is not in the cities you know, it is in the ones you are just starting to notice.
Affordable housing, once the backbone of India's real estate story, is now at a critical crossroads. Rising costs, policy gaps, and shifting demands are raising a fundamental question. Is the dream of owning a house slowly slipping out of reach? In Real Talk today, Ashwinder R. Singh ji is joined by Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani to decode what's really going wrong and what can be fixed, and whether the affordable housing can make a comeback. Take a look.
It is my privilege to welcome one of India's most respected real estate leaders, an industry icon, and somebody whose perspective carries the wisdom of multiple cycles and decades of institution building, Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani. Mr. Hiranandani, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here with Republic. I've always been very fond of your channel and look forward to be with you again.
You know, India definitely needs affordable housing at scale. But the economics of affordable housing are becoming increasingly unaffordable for developers themselves. You've been speaking about it. Where do you think the real structural disconnect lies today? You know, whether it is land, approvals, capital, or the way our cities are being planned?
It's a very important question, and actually it weighs very heavily on me in person, me as chairman of NAREDCO, me as a person in the business of real estate, and of course it weighs very heavily on the governments both at the state and central level. There is a big challenge. In the last 1.5 years, the affordable housing segment has actually fallen by 20% in terms of numbers, and that is disaster for India. We really have to focus on it, and we have to find. Now, whenever we have a problem, we have to find solutions of it, and there is nothing that cannot be solved. When I'm talking about 1970s, when we had the drought in India, we had the Jai Kisan, Jai Jawan movement, wherein we brought food for all. So we were able to handle millions of farmers taking care of the surpluses of food, and we were able to achieve it. A similar kind of war has to be declared as far as affordable housing is concerned. We really need to relook at many of the things. One, land cost. Number two, the mobility from the areas in which you provide affordable housing, because you can't just have housing and no connectivity to the facilities which human beings really need. The third, in order to see what is the government contribution that needs to do in terms of ease of doing business or in terms of it. So I'll give you two stories, short ones, to say how this can be solved. One, during COVID time, Maharashtra government reduced all the taxes relating to affordable and other housing by 50%. This helped affordable housing in a huge way. Stamp duties, development charges and other things were reduced by 50%. My view is that a similar action needs to be taken both by the central government in GST, the state government in terms of stamp duty, the local governments in terms of the charges which the development charges are being held. So this is one of the ways in which we can focus on affordable housing, and the bottom end of the triangle needs to be taken care of. Similarly, as what is being done by the Prime Minister for the purposes of food, grains and other things that are being brought to the farmer and to the individual level, we need to do in affordable housing also.
Mr. Hiranandani, one of the questions I wanted to ask you was, do you believe India is gradually moving from affordable housing to what I would call aspirational affordability? So how should developers think about this shift?
A very beautiful question, because that is the reality post-COVID. You're absolutely correct. The aspirational mode of a house buyer has completely changed. Earlier, छत मिल जाता था, बहुत कुछ हो गया. अभी वो, that is not enough. We really need to give all the aspirational modes. You need connectivity, you need a school, you need a hospital, you need retail, you need a garden area for your children to play. All these aspirational modes have come into the question of housing. So today it's not just a chhat that is sufficient to do, and we want much more. But that's not enough. There are a lot of segments of society which today are in jhopatpattis, those who are living there, the bottom end of the triangle. So I don't think that is the only answer that is there. The answer is yes, a lot of people have moved from the lower income to mid-income, mid-income to higher income, and all have moved into some aspirational mode. But you cannot ignore the bottom end of the triangle. That's not okay. The construction workers, the industrial workers, the peons, the drivers and other people, all these people also need to get housing to be done. So I have a second solution that is there. The first one which I mentioned earlier. The second solution is to look at affordable rental housing. In the good old days, even charitable trusts used to make chawls and others where people would be able to get rooms at affordable housing. I think now we need to bring those provisions back. Industry has already been given a benefit in the earlier year budget, wherein if they constructed workers' housing, they would get an additional appreciation benefit of depreciation. I think now all companies, if they provided serviced housing for their employees and others, they would also get the benefit of depreciation.
In India, ownership still dominates emotionally and culturally, and we keep on hearing about it. So do you see that changing meaningfully over the next decade, especially among the younger urban professionals and also the people on the bottom of the pyramid? Will they adopt it easily?
The answer is yes. The young people are very easy to adopt, but you have to provide the wherewithal for that. Unless the Government of India policies, unless the state government policies, the local authority policies are modified in order to incentivize creating rental housing, it will not happen to the extent that we need to do. But if we can get the governments of the day, similar to what they talk about ownership housing, interest on loans are given at subsidized rate, banks and financial institutions are incentivized to give loans for housing. If a similar provision can be given for rental housing also, things will happen. The question is that you need to first move a policy move. Once you get the policy of rental housing in place, then it comes to implementation in all these segments. Also, the developers need to be incentivized, at least for some time, to actually also build rental housing. Remember, young people are very smart. If you give them the necessary incentive for the purposes of doing a particular activity, they will jump to it. They are very smart. Our Indians are very smart, and they will definitely do it. The young people are smarter, and they will also do this part of it. But is the government smart enough to take the action fast enough? That is the challenge. I only hope it happens fast enough. That's all.
As you look at the next 10 years, what gives you the greatest optimism about India's urban and housing story, and why?
I think the answer is very simple. I think it's the confidence in the Prime Minister, Narendra Modi ji, with the kind of direction which he has done in manufacturing, in infrastructure, we'll double the number of airports in the next 5 years. We are doing railways. We have ordered the largest number of aircraft in the world. We're doing metro in cities, development which is taking place, taking care of the youth, new education policy that is coming into the flow, the benefits which are reaching to the common person in terms of gas, in terms of other facilities that are being given. So, and of course, the defense of the country is being strengthened. Manufacturing is taking place. AI is being implemented in every aspect of business and thing. So it is the belief that India's Atmanirbhar and Viksit Bharat is happening and will happen with this kind of leadership. So I think that's something which I'm very optimistic about. Number two, I feel that the young people are smart, are clever, and are good. I run 14 colleges. I have 45,000 students in my colleges, 16,000 in my schools. And believe you me, they are so bright. They're fast, quick, they're impatient, they're difficult, they question, but they are smart. And I do believe in them that the future of the country will be great. They're too much in a hurry, sometimes not willing to work very hard to achieve their goals, but time will tell that they will achieve it. So it's my belief in the Prime Minister and the entire team and the leadership that we have, and in the youth of my country. I believe in them, and there's a great future for India. That is the vision and belief that I believe that this will be a great nation in the future, much better than the past. That is my belief.
Thank you so much for your pearls of wisdom and advice.
Yes, I did. All the best, and thank you. Thank you.
Today, we will dive deeper into what's really driving demand and from Gen Zs and millennials reshaping buying behavior to emerging growth hotspots and evolving market spaces. Now, a reality check on what a 10 crore rupee can actually get you today. Here's a market watch.
India's real estate market is witnessing a generational shift, and it's happening faster than expected. For decades, property buying was dominated by older, financially settled individuals. But today, millennials and even Gen Z are stepping in much earlier, not just as renters, but as serious home buyers and investors. This new generation is fundamentally different. They are digital first, research driven, and far more aware of market trends. From virtual tours to online comparisons, their journey begins long before they ever visit a site. But more importantly, their priorities have changed. It's no longer just about owning a home in a prime location. Today's buyers are looking for lifestyle integrated living spaces that offer wellness, convenience, and community. Smart homes, co-working zones, and green spaces are no longer add-ons, but essentials. Driven by rising incomes, flexible work models, and easier access to credit, this segment is reshaping demand patterns across the country. And as their influence grows, one thing is clear. The future of real estate in India will be defined not by tradition, but by a new generation of buyers rewriting the rules. India's real estate landscape is no longer limited to its biggest metros. A new growth story is unfolding, one that's spreading across emerging cities and redefining where opportunity lies. Infrastructure is at the heart of this transformation. Expanding highways, metro networks, and improved connectivity are opening up regions that were once considered peripheral. As a result, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are quickly turning into real estate hotspots. These markets offer a powerful combination of lower entry costs, increasing demand, and strong potential for long-term appreciation. For both developers and investors, the focus is clearly shifting beyond traditional urban centers. After a period of uncertainty, demand for commercial spaces is rising again, driven by global companies expanding their operations in India. The country continues to be a preferred hub for technology, services, and global capability centers. But the nature of workspaces is evolving. Hybrid work models have accelerated the need for flexible office solutions. Co-working spaces, managed offices, and scalable work environments are becoming a key part of the ecosystem. What we're seeing is a dual growth story: residential expansion in emerging cities and a renewed push in commercial real estate. Together, they signal one thing: India's real estate growth is no longer concentrated. It's distributed, dynamic, and just getting started. India's real estate landscape is no longer limited to its biggest metros. A new growth story is unfolding, one that's spreading across emerging cities and redefining where opportunity lies. Infrastructure is at the heart of this transformation. Expanding highways, metro networks, and improved connectivity are opening up regions that were once considered peripheral. As a result, Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities are quickly turning into real estate hotspots. These markets offer a powerful combination of lower entry costs, increasing demand, and strong potential for long-term appreciation. For both developers and investors, the focus is clearly shifting beyond traditional urban centers. After a period of uncertainty, demand for commercial spaces is rising again, driven by global companies expanding their operations in India. The country continues to be a preferred hub for technology, services, and global capability centers. But the nature of workspaces is evolving. Hybrid work models have accelerated the need for flexible office solutions. Co-working spaces, managed offices, and scalable work environments are becoming a key part of the ecosystem. What we're seeing is a dual growth story: residential expansion in emerging cities and a renewed push in commercial real estate. Together, they signal one thing: India's real estate growth is no longer concentrated. It's distributed, dynamic, and just getting started.
Now, beyond trends and transactions, there's a bigger shift underway, one that is driven by technology and data. In Clarity Corner today, we explore a question that could redefine the future of housing as AI becomes more powerful. Now, will data start deciding where we live? Let's break it down.
Hello, this is Clarity Corner, and today we are talking about a shift that is not loud but is deeply structural: the rise of PropTech. For years, PropTech in India was seen as an add-on, something around discovery, listings, leads, digital visibility. But that phase is kind of over. What we are now witnessing is far more fundamental. Technology is moving from the edges of real estate into its core, into how we design, how we procure, how we build, how we finance, how we monitor, and how we deliver. A recent development in the construction tech space has once again brought this into focus. But this is not just about one company. It is about a pattern, and the pattern is clear. Real estate is moving from fragmented execution to integrated systems, from relationship-led outcomes to process-led delivery, and from opacity to visibility, and from uncertainty to predictability. Today, we are seeing platforms that integrate material procurement with project execution. They integrate systems that bring design, costing, and construction into one workflow. Digital tools that track construction progress in real time. AI-led models that predict delays before they happen. And financial platforms that align credit with the construction cycle. Now, this is not surface-level innovation. This is actually operational transformation. And importantly, capital is now following this transformation. And this is where an important shift is visible. Focused investment platforms are now emerging to back this transition. One such example is the Earth Fund, an initiative backed by Brigade Group and Gruhas and led by Abhay Garg. Its focus is clear: to invest in PropTech, urban tech, and sustainability-led innovation. We all know technology is an enabler, not a substitute. A weak project does not become strong because it has a dashboard. A delayed project does not become efficient because it has an app. Technology must sit on top of governance, on top of execution capability, and on top of financial discipline. Otherwise, technology is nothing but noise. The next decade of Indian real estate will be defined by one capability: execution, intelligence, and design. The future of real estate will not be built only with cement and steel. It will be built with data, discipline, design, and digital integration. This is Clarity Corner, and I am Ashwinder R. Singh.
And that's all for this episode. As real estate continues to evolve from policy shifts to data-driven decisions, one thing is certain and clear, that the way we buy, we build and we experience spaces is changing faster than ever. We'll keep tracking every shift that matters. My name is Nayan and you're watching Our Estate. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned and we'll see you in the next episode.
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी डिबेट यानी विवाद भारत विवाद नहीं संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन इसमें भरोसा लगता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
এই ছেলেরা লিখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেকিং চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার
largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Actor turned politician takes oath as Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. TVK ends decades of Dravidian political rule with Vijay being sworn in. Vijay cracks the whip immediately after being sworn in, says no two power centres will exist in TVK. Prime Minister Modi launches mega projects in Karnataka, takes a jibe at the Congress unit for allying with TVK. Himanta Biswa Sarma's grand return. NDA picks Himanta as the party leader. Himanta to take oath on the 12th of May. Kerala Chief Minister suspense likely to end soon as Congress top brass HUD concludes. Congress High Command to announce Kerala Chief Minister's decision soon. Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Yesu Bharadwaj, and starting first with Tamil Nadu. Now, where Chief Minister has already taken oath, Vijay has emerged not just as the single biggest party chief, but also the winner of the elections. Now, from Tamil Nadu, where the Chief Minister has just taken oath, we now move to Kerala, where suspense grows over the Congress's pick for the chief ministerial face. Now, Republic managed to get an exclusive conversation in with the Congress leader and former MIA Sunny Joseph. Now, in this conversation, he stated that no definite time has been conveyed regarding the announcement of Kerala's next chief minister. Listen into this entire conversation. In fact, this also puts huge questions over who the chief minister will be and what happens to Kerala's fate until the chief minister is confirmed. Now, in fact, we're also viewers are looking at a Congress unit of Kerala where there is infighting, rifts that are emerging within the Congress unit. Remember, it's a triangular battle. K.C. Venugopal and also others who are contesting to become the chief ministerial face, including V.D. Satheesan, and the Congress unit has zero clarity over who this person is going to be. In fact, just yesterday, the Congress unit came together at Mallikarjun Kharge's Delhi residence, the AICC president's residence. In fact, KPCC president was also available at the meeting, Sunny Joseph. He was also the first, in fact, to announce that the meeting was going to take place, where discussions over who the next chief minister will be discussed. In fact, while the Congress unit remains tight-lipped about who the next chief minister will be, it is clear that they are not able to derive on a definite decision. And also a lot of reports of infighting within the Congress unit in Kerala over the matter. Remember, there is huge support that has now come behind V.D. Satheesan to emerge as the next Kerala Chief Minister. And that's the latest that we're getting in. Now, Pinarayi Vijayan has been the incumbent Chief Minister since 2016, who is this time around going to be the outgoing Chief Minister as the CPIM loses its mark on Kerala. And in fact, his term is scheduled to end on the 23rd of May. In fact, joining me live on the broadcast is my colleague Harsh to get us more details. Harsh, in fact, you also spoke to Rashid Alvi yesterday, and he was also quite tight-lipped about the matter. He gave some generic answers about the party leadership and the MLAs coming to a decision, but that hasn't happened. The meeting in Delhi was underway yesterday. That's also over. So what is Kerala really eyeing when it comes to the next Chief Minister? Harsh?
Well, right, Yesu, now it was expected that a decision shall be taken in a meeting that was conducted last evening at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence in New Delhi. And that is exactly why these MLAs were traveling from Kerala to New Delhi. However, in a conversation that I had earlier with Kerala Congress chief, he has clearly mentioned that no decision has yet been taken, and it is the party high command that will be taking a decision in the days to come. However, he has said that no clear timeline has been conveyed to them, and it is very unclear that who will be the next Chief Minister of Kerala. However, there were earlier reports that suggested that there are at least 47 of the 63 MLAs in Kerala who are in favor of KC Venugopal to take oath as the Chief Minister in Kerala. However, no definite decision has been taken, and this is exactly what has been conveyed to us in a conversation that we had over the phone call with Kerala Congress Party Chief, who is maintaining that no definite decision, no definite timeline has been given to the MLAs, and the decision has been upheld with the party high command, and that they will be deciding that who is going to take over as the Chief Minister of Kerala.
Right, Harsh. In fact, also speak to us about, exactly what the Congress's next step is going to be. They have had all the meetings that possibly could have been had on the matter. The AICC President Mallikarjun Kharge's residence was the key spot for this meeting. People flew in from different states. People came in from Kerala. Sunny Joseph was also there. V.D. Satheesan was also joining him. But there is still no clarity. So what happens next to Kerala is one question. But what are the next steps that the Congress is now eyeing? And when is the expected time frame for this decision to now become concrete?
Well, right, Gesu. In fact, Rahul Gandhi was a part of this meeting that was held in New Delhi at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence yesterday. And it was said that a decision shall be taken in this meeting. However, we don't see any Chief Minister's name that is coming out of this meeting. And Kerala Congress Chief Sunny Joseph, in fact, is continuing to maintain that no definite time frame has in fact been given to these MLAs who were in fact traveling to Delhi for the very reason. And there are multiple people in the race. He has also said that all of the people who are in race, including the leader of opposition in Kerala, including KC Venugopal and Sunny Joseph himself, they have met Mallikarjun Kharge and Rahul Gandhi in individual meetings that were held in New Delhi, and they have conveyed their points to the party leaders. And now the decision remains with the party high command, and they are maintaining, that is exactly what Rashid Alvi said yesterday, that they are expecting that this decision shall come out in the days to come. However, no definite time frame has been given even to the party legislators that when can they decide on the Chief Minister's name and who is set to become the next Chief Minister of Kerala, despite Congress having a clear majority in the state.
Right, Harsh. Thanks for getting us the latest lowdown. Now, in fact, we will continue the conversation. But before that, viewers, let's take you through everything that's unfolding in Kerala to give you a context of what this suspense is about. Now, the suspense over Kerala's next Chief Minister continues even now. This comes even after a high-stakes meeting at the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge's residence in Delhi that happened yesterday. The party has still not been able to announce its final choice for the chief ministerial face. Senior leader Deepa Desmunshi said extensive discussions were held with Kharge and Rahul Gandhi both, and they in fact also appealed to party workers to end the poster wars and public protests that have erupted in Kerala. Now, with the Congress-led UDF storming back to power after 10 years, the celebrations have now turned into a fierce battle between two leading contenders, V.D. Satheesan and KC Venugopal. Here's the full report of what's happening in Kerala and what do these two people mean when it comes to power center in Kerala politics. Listen in.
After a marathon meeting at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, the Congress is still awaiting a final decision on Kerala's next Chief Minister. Senior leader Deepa Desmunshi said detailed discussions were held with Kharge and Rahul Gandhi and urged workers to stop all unruly incidents.
Very soon, I think in due time, we will get the final decision by our High Command, and we are waiting for that.
Today itself? And today or tomorrow?
In due time.
Means how many time it will take? Due means?
Due time is 23rd is the last day.
Yeah.
So due time means due course of action should be taken on due time. No final decision has to be taken by the High Command. That is what one-line resolution all the MLAs have signed. And
Madam, what is the restraint point in taking a decision, final decision?
That we can't say. This is the final decision of our High Command.
Who will take the decision? Okay, thank you.
Kharge and Rahul.
She said the final decision will be announced by the High Command in due course.
Today from 4 o'clock till now, we had a long discussion with CP Kharge ji and Gandhi ji. Each of us spoken to Honorable CP and Rahul ji. Individually also we spoke and they have given their guidance. For last 2-3 days there are some over-enthusiastic workers and some unruly incident happened in Kerala. People have given us landslide majority and those unruly incidents are not our Congress culture. So we are requesting all the workers to stop this kind of activity.
The Congress-led UDF swept Kerala with 102 seats, ending a decade of left rule. But the landslide victory has now turned into a direct contest between V.D. Satheesan and K.C. Venugopal. The power struggle has spilled onto the streets with marches, posters and flex boards put up by rival camps. In an exclusive conversation with Republic, Rashid Alvi says the final call will be taken by the High Command.
There was assembly elections in 5 states, but no candidate of any political party has taken oath as Chief Minister as yet. So BJP and some people are in habit to raise questions against Congress party. It is not important 4 days or 5 days have gone. Process in our party is according to the Constitution of India. Majority of members of Legislative Assembly, they will decide who should be the leader, and then High Command of the party will approve it. So it is very simple. Very soon it is going to be decided. Everybody has his own wish. It is not any conflict inside the party.
Maintaining uniformity among public, Congress leader Sunny Joseph also states that the ultimate decision will be taken by the party's high command.
Question: who will be the next CM, sir?
That we will decide. The decision will be announced by the High Command.
So is there any agreement between the leaders in the parties? So will the MLAs have a say in this?
This will be announced by the High Command. I have already told you.
But sir, any disagreement within the party?
There are democratic processes within the party. That will be undertaken.
So who is the front runner, sir? So who is the front runner?
That will be announced by the High Command as told by me earlier.
In one flashpoint, a flex board carrying K.C. Venugopal's image was torn down and smeared with black oil. Senior Congress leaders have condemned the public show of factionalism, saying a CM cannot be chosen through pressure tactics. As the High Command weighs its final call, Kerala continues to wait for the one decision that will shape the Kerala's government for the next 5 years.
Now talking about Tamil Nadu, the oath-taking ceremony in Chennai concluded on a very high note, with actor turned politician Vijay being sworn in as the Chief Minister and 9 others who took oath as part of his cabinet. The swearing-in ceremony today came after much tussle and brewing in Tamil Nadu politics in the last few days. Now, after alliances considered and discarded, 9 are now in Vijay's cabinet as he takes charge of the state. Our team on ground brings first reactions of those who've been sworn in and who have the expectations of the public pegged onto their shoulders. Listen in.
We are coming from Tamil Nadu Kalagam. Our president, our leader has given several opportunities, several guidelines. We will be strictly followed and given good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the centre. And how is the work going?
The leader will take an entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
Sir, could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be placed?
Will be concluded in a week's time.
It's going to be great, and the first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know. It's going to be great, and the first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How happy are you, ma'am? Because you've been the political advisor for TVK for very long, and now you're taking oath as the minister.
Just goosebumps. Yeah.
That's the feel. And what can the people expect from the TVK in the next 5 years? Because it's a government that's formed after very great difficulty.
The time started. How Vijayana says, right? It started. You will know.
It's a people victory, particularly Tamil Nadu women and youth victory. Definitely our leader and our all ministers will give transparency government. We'll work for the all minority brothers and sisters. We'll work for the development, particularly social justice and secularism. Definitely we will change. We'll start a new history. What is the experience? All the experience in the DMK's corruptions. We'll give the can see the transparency and the development ministry. Thank you.
Now viewers, shifting focus. India has successfully tested an advanced version of its nuclear-capable Agni missile equipped with multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles or MIRV technology. Now this marks another major step in the country's strategic missile programs. The test was carried out under the supervision of the Defence Research and Development Organization, which is the DRDO, and was officially confirmed through a government statement. Now according to officials, the missile successfully met all mission objectives during flight evaluation, including the deployment of multiple warheads towards separate targets. This test changes India's trajectory and its relations with also its neighbors, while also placing it in the elite club of ICBM. Listen in.
If you see the Iran war and the war which has been taking place, it's a war of hypersonic missiles. It's a war of MIRVs. We saw the Khorramshahr. It is the MIRVs which overwhelmed the missile interceptors. So this is the new thing. So MIRV is basically multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicle. And this is a technology which is basically used on a intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBMs, and which allows one missile to carry multiple nuclear warheads, each capable of striking different targets at the same time. So how it works is basically the first phase is the launch phase. The ICBM is launched like any other normal missile, any normal long-range ballistic missile. So that is the first phase. Second phase is called the mid-course phase. Here is where it enters the space. So the residue matter of it, the exhausts which come out from the burnt fuel, also have a different pattern when you see it enter the space. So once it is outside the atmosphere, post-boost vehicle release takes place, and then several warheads separate from the missile.
This week on Get Me Right, what does exit of Mamata Banerjee mean for the politics of secularism and Hindutva? Why is BJP's victory being dubbed as a civilizational shift in Bengal? Does it mean an end to the politics of Muslim vote bank of the so-called secular parties in India? More significantly, how is Bengal connected with the larger national security question in the backdrop of recent developments in Bangladesh and the comments from Pakistani leadership that their next attack might come from east of India? This weekend, Saturday and Sunday, only on Republic TV.
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन। अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है।
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
प्यास बुझाए ठंडक लाए सबको भाए जीरा से MTH का जलजीरा जीरा से।
जीरा से असली रिफ्रेशिंग, असली स्वाद, असली मजा।
MTH।
Corrector, the taste of success.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये ही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है। अरे मेरे राजा मसाला।
এই ছেলেরা লিখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো। 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক, এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা মিটিং চলবে না তো। সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার, সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার।
Brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Naan hai? C. Joseph Vijayanam Naan.
Actor turned politician takes oath as Tamil Nadu Chief Minister. TVK ends decades of Dravidian political rule, with Vijay now sworn in as the Chief Minister. Vijay cracks the whip immediately after being sworn in, says no two power centres will exist in TVK. Modi launches mega projects in Karnataka, takes a jibe with the Congress for allying with TVK. Himanta Biswa Sarma's grand return. NDA picks Himanta as the party leader. He's to take oath on the 12th of May. Kerala Chief Minister suspense likely to end soon as Congress top brass feud concludes. Congress High Command to announce Kerala Chief Minister decision very soon.
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास अब शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये injustice, ये conspiracies, ये manipulation, अगर आप इसको terrorism नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल. This is my last question to you.
Character, the taste of success.
R Pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা রুখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেখে চলবে না তো সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার সরকার চাই বিজেপি সরকার বাংলা আমার কাঁদবে না তো
and a very warm welcome to Republic's Education Conclave. Now today, conversation is not just about education, it is about the future of India, the future of this country. As it is in our classrooms that you're building and shaping the leaders of tomorrow, the decision makers, the policy makers that will be leading this country tomorrow. So today we will have a powerful mix of voices from policy makers who are changing the national education framework, from innovators who are driving the new age learning, educators who are transforming the learning on the ground, as well as thought leaders who are changing how India learns. Education is now becoming a tool of change on the ground. Now we have been talking about AI since morning. You know, AI, artificial intelligence, has been introduced in various fields. It's a decade of AI. You have AI making changes in healthcare, in education, in defense, and also in my field as well, in media. Now, healthcare is a crucial industry for all of us. In India, the out-of-pocket expenditure that we do on healthcare is pretty high. You must have seen, how health insurance has suddenly become so important for us. And AI, when we come to healthcare, can be crucial. It can give you correct early diagnosis, it can reduce the cost, and can help you with better and more effective surgeries. So for our next session, we have a guest who is going to give us more detailed discussion on what AI is doing in the field of healthcare. Professor Saraju Mohanty, he's a Dean of AI at SRM University, AP. He's a distinguished academic. He has done extensive research spanning across different sectors, including AI as well as advanced technology. Joining us virtually today via Zoom to share his insights on the role of AI in healthcare industry. Please join me in welcoming Professor Saraju Mohanty, who joins us for a great session ahead.
Okay, thank you, Republic, for having me. What we will talk about today is AI on healthcare, and I have roughly 2-3 decades of experience in research and education experience on this. So what we will do, a little bit introduction, everybody talks about AI, and I will simplistically explain what is AI, okay? And then we'll go a little bit what at SRM AP AI Institute we are planning to do, then focus on a specific example on healthcare. When I see various sectors that affects us day-to-day life, for example, agriculture, healthcare, city, villages, all these sectors that affect our health and our day-to-day life, what I see common factor in all these, that we process a lot of data, we analyze a lot of data, we make some sense out of the data, we make some decisions based on what knowledge and information we gather from the data. And this kind of situation where there is a lot of data is being processed and based on the data analytics, some decisions are taken, is a specific, what you can say, example where AI can come handy. And AI is, as a technology is being explored to be applicable everywhere that you see. Agriculture becomes smart agriculture, healthcare becomes smart healthcare, city becomes smart city, smart village, and all these things are being basically evolved with the integration of AI. And it is projected that roughly 170 million jobs will be there related to AI by year 2030. So that is where we are. And I imagine a lot of students are there and a lot of job seekers are there. So AI training is going to help significantly in this aspect. And when we simplistically, what is AI? If we go back a little bit, instead of using the word artificial, let's say talk about intelligence only, smartness of intelligence, every human being has. And it's essentially the ability to take decisions based on data, circumstances, and situations. And that is what AI or computer models, when we are developing, we are analyzing some data, we are developing some models, and then letting that model to do some jobs for us or some tasks for us, that is essentially AI. So that is what and AI is going on for, as we know, like, in fact, when I was a student in Industrial Science, Bangalore, 30 years ago, we used to do AI, and that is, so I know 30 years ago what AI was capable of, and I'm not surprised what AI is being explored in various applications. You take a car, becomes smart car, or agriculture becomes smart agriculture, healthcare, smart healthcare. Whatever you talk about, everywhere there is smartness integrated, and that is because of usage of AI, and this is not surprising to me at all. And the current generation student as well as future generation students have a lot of what you can say need or opportunity. They go hand in hand, and the massive industrial demand, And AI has become a foundation skill, the way mathematics is foundation skill. That is how I see that. And that is employability, opportunity, and all these things are there. And AI training as a result for students is the need of the hour or need of the trend, whatever we call it. SRM AP is building AI institute and is aiming to become what we call as India's first AI native university, and where we'll have bachelor's, master's, PhD, all three vertical programs in AI emphasis. That is BTech AI, MTech AI, and PhD AI. Students will be trained in all aspects of AI through teaching and research. Students will learn to collaborate with AI system instead of being overwhelmed by it. Students will use AI tools to accelerate various scientific disciplines. That's what we are trying to do, and we're calling it the AI native university. And what is the core of this AI native university is a heavy duty computational infrastructure of, let us say, hundreds of GPUs. And we are planning to invest hundreds of crores in this data center, heavy duty computational infrastructure, we call it. And our long-term objective is to build what is called a LLM, which is like ChatGPT and other LLMs you are aware. And we envision whether we can build India's first LLM. That's our long-term goal. And the core of this is a big computational infrastructure, as I said, and a lot of GPUs. And these hundreds of crores of investment is intended to serve not only various universities. What is our long-term goal? If we can allow or facilitate usage of this heavy-duty server to universities, to even schools, where they do not have the computational resource, they can use our resource and can get trained in AI and can get hands-on experience on what is called big data analytics and modeling and so on. And what is the core of this aspect is not only just the heavy-duty computational infrastructure, working with students hand in hand so that they are mentored for their career path, for their job, and even to build startups, AI-based startups, and so on. We are fully aligned with what the government of India and government of Andhra Pradesh is trying to do. India Summit AI, India Summit, most of you might be aware. Okay, so India is doing big way to build a major ecosystem as a national level and have high impact AI in a global scale. Even state of AP is trying to do that, and we are fully aligned to them. And with a specific example of AI, I will be discussing a few things on healthcare. And I have roughly 20 years experience in doing that. I produced a lot of PhDs who are faculties in various universities working on smart healthcare and so on. So healthcare, if you see, like the agriculture sector, transportation, all these things, healthcare is something I consider as a very high impact because day-to-day life this affects us significantly. In a traditional healthcare system, what happens? It's a one-to-many system. That means what patient is doing, patient is dealing with the various stakeholders, starting from the primary care physician to specialist, to the labs, then the insurance company, all these different stakeholders are there. Patient goes and has to deal with so many entities. And there is no personalization, there is no active health. All these things are drawbacks of traditional healthcare system. And with the help of AI, this traditional healthcare system eventually can become smart healthcare. And this is where I've been doing last 20 years of research and can give us very quality healthcare with minimal cost as well as with minimal use of doctor and nurse and so on. So smart healthcare did not come in one day. Okay, people have been working, and many of us may be aware. Healthcare first become e-health or electronic health, which is digitization and the basic technologies that came. Then it became telemedicine. Telemedicine are now a lot of people are aware, and COVID itself gave us a kind of understanding how telemedicine was important. We have been talking about that in 90s, so telemedicine and so on. And then mobile health. With the use of mobile for the last 20 years and various sensors integrated in the mobile phone, M-health has become an important aspect, which we take it for granted, of course. And then a superset of all these things is essentially what is smart health. So e-health is there, connected health is there, mobile health is there, all these things along with AI modeling and so on becomes what is smart healthcare. So smart healthcare, AI, Internet of Medical Things, that's a term I coined to emphasize what is the technology aspect of smart healthcare, Internet of Medical Things. And those together give us smart healthcare. And the overall objective is to get quality and sustainable healthcare with limited resource. When I say resource, It's not just about the technology aspect. It is also how many doctors per patient are available, how many nurses per patient are available. With limitations of that, still we can have amazing healthcare system. So various characteristics of smart healthcare, if we consider information ICT, all of you are aware, AI integration, different body sensors, and overall analytics of all the data that is being generated from the healthcare and so on, gives us the smart healthcare architecture and smart healthcare feeling. And those were again keeping track of what was going on during pandemic. From the current data of pandemic, what are the cases? So people were predicting what can be future cases. That's a classic example how AI can do the prediction for us on the healthcare aspects. So for the smart healthcare, wearable and implantable devices, which are sensors and so on, are important. In addition to that, what plays the bigger umbrella of all these things is the AI. AI, without that, we cannot assume we can have anything smart. So those 7 P's I consider, which are very important, which really, what you can say, motivates me to integrate AI in healthcare, are something like this: persuasive, participatory, predictive, programmable, perpetual, preventive. And most importantly, it's personalization. Healthcare, smart healthcare is personalized, one-to-one, is possible. It's participatory, that means the patient is participating its own healthcare mechanism. That's the very important point. Then smart healthcare is predictive. It can predict something may go wrong. Why don't you do something preventive? Programmable, it has capability to program from one disease to another and so on. It's perpetual. Doctors may not be with us for 24 hours 7, but a healthcare mechanism, smart healthcare mechanism, can be with us forever. That's the another important aspect. And persuasiveness is very important. In let's say doctor prescribes a medicine, a lot of people don't want to take that medicine because they are not fully confident that medicine can work, or they can have other issues where they are not comfortable taking medicine. But in the smart healthcare system, because patient is a part of the system, as a result, he or she can be easily persuaded to take medicine or do other treatments and so on. So AI plays a very key role in these 7 P's of smart healthcare mechanism. Various components of healthcare, in addition to sensors, communication technology, lot of data of individuals, data of the city, data of the state, data of the country. Based on all these, we predict. Let us say this season we had bad allergy season, or next season how the allergy will be. This season we had a like a bad flu, so whether next season we'll have a different flu, whether vaccination needed. All these things can be taken into what you can consideration, and some things can be done about it, whether different higher what you can stock of medicines can be kept, or vaccination is made available. All these decisions can be taken if we have a lot of data available, and based on data we are making certain decision and so on. So Internet of Medical Things is the key technology which in what you can say uses the various sensor connectivities and different AI mechanisms to give us what is called smart healthcare. Sensors like ECG, EKG, and EEG, all these things. Then in addition to that, as simple as the oximeter and so on, and AI integration is making us this smart healthcare system possible. So in this aspect, if we consider 2 different sides of the healthcare, at the patient end and the doctor end, the level of data that is being used as a patient end, the data is minimal, but sensors and instant some kind of response from the sensors can help the patient. On the other hand, at the doctor's end, AI doing a lot of different data analytics, then giving certain kind of advice, even sometimes can generate auto prescription. This is a different level of AI that is being developed. What AI can do? Lot. AI can do as simple as the diet prediction. Let us say we ate this today. What should we eat tomorrow? So that we have balanced diet. What should we eat so that we don't put a lot of weight? What should we eat so that we are not becoming diabetic? All these are simple as that. Prediction possibilities are there, and we have different technology available already. My students have done quite a bit of that. And so overall, prediction is important problem. But in addition, a simpler problem is a diagnostic. But automatic diagnosis is a difficult problem because we are talking about automate the mechanism without use of doctors and nurses. So automate diagnosis is a good role. diet prediction is good. Disease prediction much difficult problem because disease is a variety of diseases, not just one type of disease. Then auto prescription, how to ensure that prescription is accurate, how to so that the patient is not either what you can say made a lot medication or lot less medication, all these things. The pandemic projection is an important application of AI in healthcare as well. So my students for last several decades have done a lot of work, and I consider like automated diet prediction is very important because obesity as well as malnutrition are different types of problems in various parts of the world, and how to have a balanced diet. Most importantly, before balanced diet, primary thing comes is what we eat, whether we are aware, whether we had a quality meal. That means enough calories, enough fat, enough sugar, and so on. Whether we had balanced diet, that's a analysis problem, much simpler problem than the prediction problem rather. So we have developed automated methods, so camera-based methods that will just let's say sitting on the top of a dining table and taking the pictures in time, let's say 5 minutes or 3 minutes intervals, and give us a full report what kind of a diet we had, in addition to the calorie, which is very simple problem, saturated fat, sugar, sodium content, all these things, automated fashion generates a report. That's the important thing we have developed. In addition to that, as I said, prediction is a difficult problem. What we eat today, what will we eat tomorrow, whether we can do that, and AI can help us in doing that. In addition to diet, as simple as I would say simpler problem rather concept, but stress is important problem. Stress is a global level, everybody goes through stress. And what we worked on in that domain is if we can monitor various physical activities, sweat, like physical information and so on, then even food intake, whether somebody's body language, whether somebody's eye movement and so on, all these things, even sleeping habit, if you can monitor all those, and then make certain analysis about the level of stress, and based on that, whether we can give automatic advice on a daily basis or a long-term basis and so on. So that's a much more difficult problem because every individual is different. Then how different factors affect somebody's stress condition and so on are different. So we did a lot of work on this area, and we have developed various technologies, and a couple of patents are basically being filed, and we have results that is clearly saying, okay, that let's on a daily basis what someone should do, and it's a personalized advice we are giving to different individuals, tools are giving to different individuals for short-term and long-term basis. Another very important problem is rather I consider as diabetic, a much difficult problem as compared to food and stress. And what I have understood, in India itself, millions of people have diabetic problem. And like when I go to different doctors, like allopathy doctor, Ayurvedic doctor, and homeopathy doctor, what is a common thing they agree that diabetic is a lifestyle problem than a disease actually. What is the meaning of that? That means the two different aspects that I just talked about, that is a food and stress. Okay, those play important role in diabetic and so on. So if we have better food management, diet management, better stress management, then probably we will be less diabetic, and all these possibilities are there. But when you come to specifically diabetic situation, what is really for serious diabetic people, what is the real problem that they finger prick and they take the blood sample, and quite frequently they check their glucose level. It's really what you can say inconvenient situation where I know a lot of people who are seriously diabetic, they check their blood glucose level from time to time. I see the pain they go through. So that motivated us to do something where we can have a sensor with AI integration so that that device can monitor glucose level without fingerprinting, that means pricking, without taking blood sample. That's the big idea. So we developed a near-infrared spectroscopy, and that near-infrared spectroscopy is like an oximeter. That means you don't have to put a needle on a finger to take blood sample. It's optical signal that is going to the body. It's a near-infrared signal that is going to the body. We have patented based on that. And that signal then being what is analyzed with a special spectroscopy, which gave us a essential patent. It's a very unique spectroscopy of certain nanometer length optical signals, near-infrared signal. And that spectroscopy then measures very accurately, with 98% accuracy, we are able to predict what is the glucose level. And this thing is now being patented, as I said, is patented, and we got the patent, and we are developing the commercial aspect of it, which is a near-infrared device with AI integration. That's the big deal. And what is our long-term goal in this idea, what I call iGlue, intelligent glucometer, is whether we can automate that with for serious people to advise what level of insulin somebody should inject when somebody needs to have the need of the insulin and so on. That's a big long-term plan we have. Anyway, and in the same healthcare domain, we have worked on what is called epileptic seizure detection. That means the big idea is when somebody serious, again, that's a serious healthcare situation as compared to diet, stress, and followed by diabetic is serious, so a seizure is serious. And two of my PhDs worked on that area. So where what they do, they basically analyze a lot of data, a huge amount of data per years of EEG signal, and then they develop certain models, certain AI models, and that AI model we develop such a way that if we run those models, then it predicts whether somebody is going to get seizure in less than a couple of minutes time. So that's a big achievement that we consider. And then in addition to all these things I mentioned, I think like now, because autonomous cars are coming, AI-based system that can be integrated in the car, so that if somebody is drinking, has basically drinking alcohol and then driving, it can detect, and potentially it can even not allow the start of the engine, so that a driver, if the engine doesn't start, will not be able to drive in the drunken driver situation. That's the kind of technology we are trying to develop with the help of AI and different sensors. And I see like another important problem is what we call is elderly fall. Okay, like senior citizens across the planet, when they are living alone, particularly, and living in assisted home and so on, I feel that, we know that is elderly fall is a serious problem, and I feel something should be done about it. And some of my students work on that area. So we integrated different computer vision, AI with computer vision technologies, AI with physiological signal and so on, with a stick and so on, those kind of methods, so that we can detect when an elderly person is falling, or even before falling, we can say, oh, you're going to fall, please sit down. Those kind of advices can be given. And some of the students work on that area, and we have very interesting technologies developed in that area as well. So what AI can do for healthcare? Unlimited things. Lot of things have been done, and a lot of things can be done. This research is ongoing, and various different universities across the planet that I'm aware, and I collaborate. And from the computer science perspective, computer engineering perspective, electronics perspective, and healthcare people, obviously. And in fact, even pharmaceutical supply chain and so on are important aspect where we can have medicine going through the healthcare system, which are counterfeit free. That means which are authentic medicine. Those are also another student of mine who worked on that area. So a foolproof various solutions were integrated and giving us complete solution, end-to-end solution from the patient end to doctor's end to pharmaceutical and so on. Complete what I call as a big picture of healthcare cyber physical system is being made possible with the help of AI. And AI, when we're doing, one is heavy duty AI, server based and so on. Another is what I call as tiny ML. That means AI that will run at the user end, at the patient end, with a very minimal device like on the watch and so on, and give us some kind of health advice also possible. And I encourage people to do what I call as tiny ML for healthcare. And those who are researching that area can explore that as well, in addition to the heavy duty server intensive healthcare AI for healthcare. And if overall, in summary, if I say, or if I ask whether AI can replace doctors in healthcare, that's a overall objective everybody's trying to do. But I'm a person who believes AI will assist doctors, and AI will do various diagnosis, prediction, and so on, and will help doctors to basically do quality better healthcare and provide a lot more what you can say patients with a limited what you can say time available, resources available, quality healthcare. Thank you.
Right, Professor, thank you so much for your gracious words and for telling us on a field that in fact is going to impact all of us sitting here. Thank you so much.
Director, the taste of success.
अरे ये डिबेट बाहर की सोचे विकी। डिबेट यानी विवाद, भारत विवाद नहीं, संवाद यानी कंस्ट्रक्टिव डिस्कशन, इसमें भरोसा रखता है।
सच नरेट नहीं करना होता, नरेटिव को सच बनाना होता है।
जब भी भगवे के ओर कोई कालिक दिखता है तो उसी स्याही से इतिहास लिखा जाता है।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और फरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
कोई ग्लोबल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है, इट्स अ टेरर मशीन।
अगर हम टेररिस्ट होते तो टेररिस्ट हमें क्यों मारते?
आरएसएस ने बाबरी मस्जिद तोड़ी और आरएसएस वायलेंट है। Just say it!
वो तब गिरा जब इस देश के बहुसंख्यक समाज का विश्वास टूट गया।
आप लोगों ने तो देश चलाने का दावा किया है, लेकिन आप लोगों का ना कोई हिसाब है ना कोई किताब।
ये चोट निशान छोड़ेगी।
Join International Institute of Hotel Management. Call 983-10-50,000.
ये सब आप इसलिए कर रहे हैं ना सर, ताकि आप अपने आरएसएस को बचा सके। वैसे भी आप आरएसएस के भोपोई तो हैं। आरएसएस का सच है मेरी थीसिस, जो सालों से छुपाया गया है। But I am going to unmask the truth.
क्लास ऑफ शुरू होगी because the professor is here.
ये जो भी हो रहा है, ये इनजस्टिस, ये कॉन्स्पिरेसीज, ये मैनिपुलेशन, अगर आप इसको टेररिज्म नहीं कहेंगे तो फिर किसको कहेंगे? ये है मेरा आखिरी सवाल। This is my last question to you.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
कोशिश को कामयाबी, कामयाबी को शोहरत बनते देखा है। हाँ, पिछले 60 सालों में मैंने देश को बनते देखा है। कमला पसंद, 60 सालों से अनोखा स्वाद। आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
চুরিও এই ছেলেরা দেখবে সীমান্তের হিন্দুদের বুকে আগলে রাখবো 15 বছর কেটেছি অনেক এবার ওরা ভোটের দিনে ছাপ্পা রেকিং চলবে না তো
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You're watching Republic TV. I'm Gesu Bharadwaj, and two high-stakes battles that are unfolding. One in Tamil Nadu, where even after taking oath, Vijay is supposed to prove majority on the floor of the Assembly on the 13th of May. And the other in Kerala, where the Congress unit has not even been able to put their foot down on who the next Chief Minister will be. We're getting you all the details. Here's a check on your headlines for the hour. Take a look.
Headlines brought to you by Canara Bank. Together we can.
Anna. C. Joseph Vijayanam Nan.
Actor turned politician Vijay takes oath as the next Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, ending decades-long of Dravidian rule in the state. Vijay cracks the whip immediately after being sworn in, says no two power centres will exist within the TVK. Prime Minister Modi launches mega projects in Karnataka, takes a jibe at the Congress for allying with TVK. Himanta Biswa Sarma's grand return. NDA picks Himanta as the party leader. Himanta to take oath on the 12th of May. Kerala Chief Minister suspense likely to end soon as Congress top brass feud concludes. Congress High Command to announce Kerala's Chief Minister decision very soon. Viewers, now starting first with Kerala, where political tensions continue as the Congress party struggles to even finalize its chief ministerial candidate despite securing a strong mandate. Now, internal disagreements within the party leadership have reportedly delayed a formal announcement. In fact, this has also created uncertainty over the leadership structure. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched a sharp political jibe at the Congress party, criticizing its senior leadership and decision-making processes. He stated that despite having a majority, the party is unable to form a stable government due to lack of internal consensus amongst its leaders. He also made a pointed remark suggesting that the Congress should consider rotating chief ministers annually if it cannot decide on a single leader. The Prime Minister further highlighted the BJP's growing presence in Kerala, claiming that the party's strength has now increased to 3 MLAs and expressing confidence that it will continue to expand in the coming years in the state.
कांग्रेस को सिर्फ विश्वासघात करना आता है। ये खुद भी झूठे हैं और उनकी गारंटियां भी झूठी है। कांग्रेस की सत्ता की किताब में गवर्नेंस का चैप्टर तो है ही नहीं है। यहां कर्नाटका में भी पिछले 3 साल से हम यही देख रहे हैं। जनता की समस्याएं सुलझाने के बजाय यहां की सरकार का ज्यादातर समय आपस के झगड़े सुलझाने में लग रहा है। ये तय नहीं हो पाता है कि ये मुख्यमंत्री कितने दिन रहेंगे। ये तय नहीं हो पाता कि दूसरे को मौका मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा, लटकाए रखा है। इतना ही नहीं, ये मैं देख रहा हूं इनकी इकोसिस्टम, तमिलनाडु में प्रक्रिया चल रही थी और इनकी इकोसिस्टम दिल्ली में बैठे बैठे देश को गुमराह करते थे कि देखो 4 तारीख को नतीजे आ गए, 5 हो गई, 6 हो गई, 7 हो गई, 8 हो गई, तमिलनाडु में सरकार नहीं बन रही है। अरे भाई, केरल में तो पूर्ण बहुमत है, वहां तो बना लो। ये इकोसिस्टम केरल के लिए चुप है, नेता नहीं तर्क पा रहे। 2.5 साल की फॉर्मूला करे कि 1 साल के 5 मुख्यमंत्री की फॉर्मूला करे, अभी तक उनको नतीजा हाथ नहीं लग रहा है। और अपने पार्टी के नेताओं को भी वादे करना और फिर पीठ में छुरा भोंकना, छत्तीसगढ़ में वही किया, राजस्थान में वही किया, कर्नाटका में अभी भी वो खेल चल रहा है। अब केरला की बारी है। साथियों, हिमाचल में तो कांग्रेस सरकार के हालत सुनकर के आप हैरान हो जाओगे। ये इनकी इकोसिस्टम है, मीडिया वाले बाहर बात आने नहीं देते। हिमाचल की हालत ये है, वे सरकारी कर्मचारियों को उनकी सैलरी तक नहीं दे पा रहे हैं। इधर तेलंगाना में क्या हाल है? किसानों को आत्महत्या के लिए मजबूर होना पड़ रहा है। यानी कांग्रेस जहां पर भी है, वहां या तो शाही दरबार की खातिरदारी में खजाने की लूट हो रही है, या लूटे हुए पैसों के लिए झगड़ा हो रहा है। साथियों, कांग्रेस की पहचान आज एक परजीवी पार्टी की बन गई है।
Sankar, my colleague, joins me live on the broadcast to speak to us about the details of the matter. Now, Sankar, we're looking at Kerala's Congress unit completely confused. They do not know who the next Chief Minister is going to be. And while that puts the state in a very precarious situation, on the other hand, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has taken some serious jibes at the Congress party. So what's next that you can tell us? Sankar.
You know, unlike in the past when the Congress party was facing an election, there was an answer for who would be the chief minister next. During the time of Himanta Biswa Anthony, Karnagaran and all, they were well aware that they could have even predicted that who would be the chief minister. But this time they faced the election by seeing some three people for the post of CM post. Like, even before the assembly polls date were declared, there were four people. The names of four people were in the fray. Like, K. Sudhakaran, who was not given a ticket by citing that he is a sitting MP. And the other three people, like, V.D. Sadishan, the opposition leader, senior Congress leader Ramesh Chennithala, and V.D. Sadishan, the opposition leader, and Chennithala. These are three people were in the forefront for the CM post once the election date was declared. And even V.D. Sadishan claimed that he would go for a political exile if the UDF, if the Congress-led UDF may not be able to secure over 100 seats. And as per his prediction, the UDF secured 102 seats and the Congress could win 63 seats. And as per his prediction, and he has a good number of supporters in the party grassroots level. But when the candidates list was presented to the High Command for the assembly polls, the list which were proposed by the state leadership. State leadership means there's a opposition leader Ramesh Chennithala and the KPCC President Sunny Joseph. The High Command, including the High Command decision, was against the list. There was an allegation that KC Venugopal suggested to remove the names of so many people from the list and later introduce some other new candidates. Actually, the new candidates were in support of KC Venugopal, and after the Congress party won the elections, the KC Venugopal got support from most of the MLAs.
Definitely, Sankar. In fact, there is a clear divide, not just, what's coming to the public eye, but within the Congress party also. And the question is pegged on who will it be? Will it be KC Venugopal? Will it be V.D. Sathisan? So, of course, that remains to be seen. But the point is that the Congress party has still not been able to emerge out with a clear decision, even after having such a strong mandate in Kerala. But thanks very much for joining in, Sankar. We'll continue the conversation. But for now, viewers, it's time to shift focus and take a look at what's happening in Tamil Nadu. A breaking development that the 17th Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly has been summoned to meet for its first session at 9:30 a.m. on Monday, that is tomorrow, in the Legislative Assembly chamber of the Secretariat in Chennai. Now, the newly elected members will make and even subscribe to the oath or affirmation on the very day. The members who've been elected are requested to bring their certificate of election without fail, while even presenting themselves for making and subscribing to the oath or the affirmation, so to say. Now, the election of the Speaker and even the Deputy Speaker of Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly will be held following the day when this convene is called, that is on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m., the 12th of May. Remember, another important Development for Tamil Nadu government formation. Sarda joins me live on the broadcast. Sarda, you have been on ground day and night tracking everything that's happening in Tamil Nadu for us. And right now we learn that, the speaker and the deputy speaker will be appointed on the 12th of May. So before the floor test on the 13th, this is another major development that is to take place in the TVK that has now taken power in Tamil Nadu. Get us the details, Sarda.
But today morning, Vijay took oath. He's the 13th Chief Minister in Tamil Nadu and the 17th Legislative Assembly. We can also say he's one of the youngest after Jayalalitha at 43 years old. It's Vijay at 51 years old who's taking oath as the Chief Minister. So now, all eyes on Vijay's party TVK. While we know Vijay struggled for the last 5 days to get the basic majority of 180, now he's running the government with 120 MLAs supporting him, 8 from the DMK alliance who are extending their support to form the government. So now, today, Vijay, after oath-taking ceremony, went to the Chief Minister's office, the Secretariat, and it's now been announced that he's resigning from the Trichy East constituency. And following this, he's expected to give the letter of the Pro-term Speaker ML Karupaya, from the TVK MLAs, have also met the governor to be the Pro-term Speaker for the next 3 days. So the floor test is going to be done on the 13th of May, which is 2 days from now. So tomorrow there will be the first assembly of the 17th Legislative Assembly, where TVK is going to be holding the assembly with the DMK and the AIADMK MLAs joining them at the assembly floor tomorrow. So tomorrow Tamil Nadu will have its 17th State Legislative Assembly first session. So now Vijay will be given 2 days time to prove the floor test, where he's going to be asked for also whether if there is enough support for him to run the party. We know it is only the external support, but there's also something new brooding, because the AIADMK 36 MLAs are now planning to support Vijay as well. So will this happen before the floor test? It's very important. So likely the AIADMK decision to come today evening. Meanwhile, the newly elected MLAs of the TVK should be bringing the election paper, the mandate that they have gotten from their constituency on winning. Following this, on 12th night, the official speaker will be announced from the TVK party. Most likely it's going to be JCD Prabhakar from the TVK who is going to be the speaker.
JCD Prabhakar, you say. Right, Sarda, all eyes will be on the 12th of May. And of course, also tomorrow when we see the convene happening. And now, thank you very much for joining in, Sarda. Viewers, now shifting focus. The oath-taking ceremony in Chennai concluded on a very high note, with actor-turned politician Vijay being sworn in as the Chief Minister and 9 others who took oath as part of his cabinet. The swearing-in ceremony today came under much tussle and brewing in Tamil Nadu politics in the last few days. Now, after alliances considered and discarded, 9 are now in Vijay's cabinet as he takes charge of Tamil Nadu. Our team on ground brings first reactions of those who've sworn in and have taken the responsibility of the public's expectations onto their shoulders with this new government. Listen in.
We are coming from Tamil Nadu Kalagam. Our president, our leader has given several opportunities, several guidelines. Will be strictly followed and given good guidance, good governance to the Tamil Nadu.
So for the first time after 1952, Congress is coming into coalition in the state. How are we looking forward for that particular government? Because Congress is something at the center. And how is the work going to go?
The leader will take an entire charge of it. Under the umbrella, under the guidance of the leader, will do everything.
So could you give us any idea on how the ministry is going to be put in place?
Will be concluded in a week's time.
It's going to be great. The first 3 signs you would have watched, and then the people are going crazy about the changes here and the changes everything now. Yeah.
How